pew-pewed by the police 7 times with a little girl in the back seat. We don't know yet, or I don't know yet, what children in the vehicle. Okay? When that man did what he did, who was in that vehicle, he could have hit one of them, innocent children.
Yeah.
And I do not think at all that it was justified. I've watched it over and over. She was trying to get away. I'll give you this. She probably should have stopped and listened. But with what's going on in today's world, she was scared. And I don't blame her.
Yeah, but what about, even if you're scared and you're trying to get away, if a cop is literally in front of your car, what are you going to do? Just run him over?
I think she was trying to get away.
I get that. But if you're trying to get away in a car and a cop is in the path of you, in the path of where you're going to get away, will you just run him over so that you can get away?
I don't think she was trying to run him over.
Then how was she wasn't going to get away then? The only way she can get away is to run him over.
Do you think she was justified in being scared? These people are pulling.
Yeah, he's yelling that. He's yelling, "Get the fuck out of the car!" Yes, she has a justifiable reason to be fearful. Yeah.
I mean, and this is what they are doing. I mean, it's bad enough with the police officers, and now we've got ICE. And they're not. Did the guy have his mask on again?
Yeah.
Are they identifiable in any way? I mean, we have got these people now going after anyone. They're not identifiable. They're in unmarked vehicles. Where's their badge? I mean, they're covering their faces. Do the police officers do that?
No, see, this is where I used this earlier in my monologue where I say you need to treat the police just like you would treat any other person with a gun yelling instructions at you. And I'm talking criminals as well, because you're right that you can't see, you got mask on, you can't identify. If a criminal walked up to you in the middle of the night with a mask on and a gun, you wouldn't just ignore him because you know he may kill you. You gonna try to, if you're armed, that's one thing. But you're going to take that threat seriously. What I'm saying is these folks, people need to realize a lot of them are not properly trained. I'm sure some of them are operating on hatred alone. You're going to have to listen to them. Otherwise, they may kill you like they did this woman.
Okay, but to me, this is, I honestly do not know what race she was. Do we know
She's
that
white.
yet?
She's white. 37-year-old white woman.
Okay. This is my concern. This is my biggest concern is if I was Philando Castile, okay, and I had a broken taillight and I was pulled over, do you think, as a white woman, that they would have done to me what they did to him?
Probably not. And I'll tell you, as someone who is a CCW carry concealed holder myself, that's my biggest fear when carrying a firearm, even more so than encountering a bad citizen where I may have to use it in defense of my life for somebody else. My biggest fear is telling an officer I'm carrying. That is my biggest fear by far, is just getting pulled over on a routine traffic stop, having an officer ask, do you have a gun in the car, and having to say yes. I'm deadly concerned about that. I know a lot of folks say, all you got to do is comply. They don't know about Castile, for instance. All you got to do is comply. That's bullshit. That is my biggest concern.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Didn't he inform them? Didn't he do everything correct?
Yeah. Yeah, because there were two officers, one on both sides of the car, and only the one that was on the driver's side fired all those rounds at him. So the other officer clearly didn't see any reason to be concerned. But you got cops out there that see certain people, automatically assume that these people are violent. Isn't that what happened in the Nick Shirley video? They said these Somalis are violent. So if you approach people and you already have this mindset that these folks are violent or dangerous, that can lead to you being trigger happy.
Okay, but why are they doing? Those were Somalians. Okay, what color is their skin?
Like mine.
Let's be real here.
Yep.
I mean, let's be real. And just in your comment section alone, they were threatening me just for having an opinion. The MAGA down there were threatening me just for having an opinion. Some MAGA guy who thinks he's tough and probably ain't gonna do shit about it. Sorry for my language, but they're down there threatening me just for having an opinion.
And I see somebody says, "Oh, look, a white liberal savior woman." They don't.
And that's what they say to me all the time. I don't give a crap what you think. I am telling the truth. It is the damn truth. Tim, if I got pulled over for a broken taillight, they're not going to do that to me.
Yeah.
I've been pulled over. I'm not going to lie to you. I was swerving and I was pulled. I don't know. I don't think I was, but I was tired. Do you know I had an expired license? I didn't know. I had an expired license, Tim. They let me go.
Well, there's two sides to it, though. I will say that yes, there's a hell of a lot of cops out there that have an adverse opinion or just downright hatred to people of color. However, you don't normally see many videos of white women fighting and getting in shootouts with cops. So there is a both sides of it. I mean, you see far more males of color shootouts, fighting back, resisting. You don't see as many white ones. So I'm not defending what they're doing by any means, but what I'm saying is some folks, if you're caught in social media, especially on the right wing side, where they show all the negative aspects from people of color, it can lead to this stuff.
Okay, but why are black men trying to get away? Why?
The history of police towards black men.
Exactly. I mean, I don't like to just use George Floyd because then this summer.
That's the fucking problem though. You can come up with a whole slew of names. It's like playing spades. You got all kinds of cards in your hand you could throw out. You could throw out, Tamir Rice or Breonna Taylor. You can come up with a ton of names.
And like I said, now they're calling me the liberal white. I'm allowed to have my opinion.
Yes.
I don't give a crap what color I am. For you people that are saying that, it's the dang truth. It is the truth of the matter. It is, and there's no denying it.
Yeah.
And the people in there, you're not paying attention. You people that are saying that, you are not paying attention. You don't care. They don't care, they're just not. They're ignorant to it.
But did you see her avoiding the cop? Because in my comments, Me Too says her wheels were literally turned away from the officer. Stop fluffing, Tim. I didn't see that. I didn't see her wheels being turned away from the cop. That's not to say she wasn't trying to do that, because I don't believe the woman was trying to run the officer over. I don't believe that. Yeah, I don't believe that either. I believe the cop. I believe there are plenty of cops that deliberately get in the path of cars when people are trying to flee. They actually do that. And then once they do that, they do legally have a right to kill you.
Okay, but I mean, quite literally, I don't think we've really seen, and you know what's going to happen. The right is going to say, that this was done in self-defense and he had every right, and we know what's going to happen.
Well, Kristi Noem has already called her he called her a domestic terrorist.
That's what I just heard. That.
Yeah. Come
on, let's be real. And I'm just gonna, Trump is going to freaking like this. He likes this division. He's going to try to find some way, and he's going to go on there. He probably already has. I haven't looked at his.
Yeah, I think he referred to her as I think he called her a paid agitator. He made it clear it's justifiable. He said he's surprised the cop didn't get ran over. I mean, he made it clear, Trump did, that it's justifiable.
Yeah, and if the shoe were on the other foot, you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? If it was a January 6th protester or something? Like Ashley Babbitt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did he do? What did he do with her?
That wasn't justifiable.
Had her mother in there and talking about how horrible it was. I mean, she should have known better than anybody else what she was doing. She's a veteran. Yeah. She was a veteran.
And I see she was an Air Force veteran. I see in my comments, someone said the officer will be fired, says Christine. I don't know, but my guess is that cop probably would not. Look, if I was involved, if I made a mistake like that, I would be happy I'm not arrested. I would probably quit because you don't want some citizen to recognize your ass. I mean, you wouldn't surprise me if somebody tried to now take shots at these ICE officers. I wouldn't want to be.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be out there no more.
I totally agree with that. This is going to be an absolute mess. This could be the start of something extremely serious. To me, it already is. And I'm sorry. I think Donald Trump enjoys this. He will be on Truth Social, and it's the violent left, and we don't ever hear about what they do. I mean, making jokes about Nancy Pelosi's husband making a Halloween costume
Rob Reiner
out of this.
But how about this now? In the comments, Michael Gilleran says, I feel really bad for the woman, but if you block a federal vehicle convoy and then try to flee while they have hands on your vehicle, you've put your life in their hands. He's kind of saying the same thing. So how do you respond to that, though? Because like I said, if the cops are yelling at you to stop and there's one in front of your vehicle, I mean, shit. I don't know if I see a jury convicting this guy.
No, you're probably right. But here's my thing. I still don't think we have the full details. We've got to sit back and wait.
You got the shooting from start to finish. I mean, what more details are going to be added? You got audio and everything. He's yelling, "Get the fuck out of the car." She refuses to get out of the car. She starts driving off. There's a cop in front of her car on the driver's side. He pulls out a firearm and kills her. I mean, it's all on video.
Okay, this may not matter. It kind of matters to me. Why did they have her pulled over in the first place? Do we have an answer to that yet?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if it's a legitimate. You're asking, is it a
That's what I'm saying. Like we don't know this, and that's something I would want to know. I would want to know if there were children in that vehicle. I don't give a crap. That guy did not know he could have unalived somebody else in that vehicle. No, I do not think she was trying to get away.
Yeah, but
that's my opinion. She was trying to get away, and you're not. Well, you're probably not going to change my mind because I'm on the left. That's what they're going to say. Oh,
the pushback. The pushback in regards to why they were trying to get. She was blocked. Okay, you see, there's a convoy of federal vehicles. She's in the street blocking them from doing their job. So she's obstructing is why they're trying to get to her. That's why she got a car parked perpendicular to the street. So she's clearly blocking the street. That's why that's why they were trying to get her.
I mean, not okay, but all right. So wrong. Is that justified in taking her life?
No, but you can take her into custody for doing that.
And yes. Go ahead.
Well, they were trying to do that. She tried to flee.
Do you think, just your opinion, do you think she was trying to?
No, she was not trying to kill someone. No.
Okay. That's your opinion, and that is mine. And we know where this is going to go. The left is going to say, no, she was trying to get away. And the right is going to say, no, she was trying to unalive him. And Donald Trump, what's he going to say? He's going to go on his social media and he's going to side with the right like he always does and make it even worse.
Well,
and that concerns me.
Well, Trump is like the Allstate mayhem guy. Trump sent ICE to Minnesota for mayhem. If mayhem is the end result, then he's happy.
Yes. And that's what sickens me is I'm not actually even looking at your comments, but we know where this is going to go. Whatever he says is gospel to them. They never question a dang thing about what he's doing. This is going to be gospel. They will just repeat whatever he says. They will just regurgitate it. They cannot think on their own. They can say that about us. Me personally, no, I will watch every single angle of this. But I guess, and they can call me out, she's using her, and there's the feelings. Who else could have been in that vehicle that he could have unalived? Innocent children. We don't know yet. We still have to find out these things. But I just know where this is going to go. This could lead to something that I think Donald Trump wants. This is what he wants.
So you see this.
He's divisive and he likes the violence. We cannot, come on. You can deny it if you want. That's your opinion.
No. I'm not denying that Trump is a divisive individual. I mean, he said, I hate all Democrats. How much more divisive can you be to say you hate half the country? I got to move it on. But yeah, you get no argument from me in regards to him being divisive. We know that.
Yeah, I'm concerned of where this is going to go. Very concerned. But thank you for having me up. I've never been up here before. Thank you for having me up.
Well, I appreciate you coming through in this troubling time. You're always welcome back. Come on anytime. But thank you, Angela, for
Appreciate
coming in.
you. Thank you.
Anytime. All right, moving on with the program. Tap the screen. Get the likes on up to 35,000. I'm working hard here. My throat is not liking this. I don't know. I'm getting better physically after dealing with the flu for almost a week now, but now I'm getting the throat stuff here. Handsome Evil Finger says, ICE police for Trump's administration don't matter what aisle you are on or your race, they will shoot anybody because of Trump. You make them sound like mercenaries, Evil Fingers. You literally make them sound like mercenaries. And I think there's some folks who would agree with that. I just want to see something in the comments on this. Type the letter J for justifiable or a W for wrong. I just want to see J or W. Wrong, a W, J, justifiable. I just want to see where my audience is on this. J for justifiable, W for wrong. I'm really curious, and while I'm looking at it, there's an ample amount of both. There's a lot of both. Wow. And that's what I'm saying is that based on these comments, I'm not sure a jury is going to convict this guy. I mean, she was running from the law. She was running. Wow, this is crazy. My YouTube is by far, I think, more J. Now, there's a lot of W's in here too, but there's a lot of J's in here. It's going to have to be listen, this is going to matter where the jury is located at. This is really, I mean, there's a lot of folks that are okay with this shooting. For a white woman, that's saying a lot. I mean, if this was a black guy, God forbid a Somali trying to escape, it would probably be even more J's coming out, but there's plenty of them for this white woman. Cops say stop, says Chris. I think it's beyond time for folks to continue believing that the police will follow the law or that they will try their best to use other options as opposed to lethal force. If a guy has a gun and he's yelling instructions at you and you choose not to listen to those instructions, you increase your statistical probability significantly of getting shot. Now, this is the same fucking argument I made about Ashley Babbitt that MAGA didn't agree with. Because if this is justifiable, how the hell is Ashley Babbitt not? So there is some bias in judgment in this stuff. There's absolutely some bias in judgment. However, that is my take on this, is that if someone has a gun and they're yelling instructions at you and you choose not to listen to those instructions, you increase the likelihood of being shot. Badge, just a criminal wearing a ski mask, it don't matter. Someone with a gun yelling instructions at you, if you don't listen to those, you might get shot. People need to quit pretending like the police won't do that. You need to quit doing that. Looking in the comments, though, police is supposed to help. How many times do I have to say this? Quit pretending as though the police will do what they rightfully are required to do. The quicker you view them as a person with a gun, the same way you would view a bank robber or a liquor store robber, view the same fucking way. If you follow that, you reduce your chances of getting shot. Don't listen. If somebody come in the bank and say, everybody get down, don't fucking move, anybody move, you get shot. You wouldn't flinch because you would expect the bank robber to take your life. But if a cop says get down and you go, some people think it's okay to run. Well, you can't shoot me the law. Fuck that. They don't always follow the law. How many videos you need to see? You didn't need to see many videos of Somalis to view them as fraudulent. You didn't need to see but one Afghan travel across the country, shoot 2 National Guardsmen to paint all of them with a broad brush. How many fucking videos you need to see of cops doing bad shit? There's way more videos of them doing bad things than any of these groups we're discussing. Yet you keep giving them the benefit of the doubt? Tell me how that makes sense. Look it in the comments. We'll go right back to the box. We'll take it right on with Jeremy. I see you in the comments. So ICE was wrong. Thank you. They didn't follow the law. I'm saying that. Just because a cop is wrong, that don't mean you won't end up having a funeral. Jeremy, good evening.
Hey, Tim. Christ, are you really going to do this shit tonight?
I am going to do this shit as if I got diarrhea.
Oh, yeah, I know. Anyway, you still sound a little rough.
I am, and this is not the show for this.
Next time when Gangster Grandma offers you food, just say no, okay? All right. So, I still use that one because that one's still funny.
Before you do, hang on, I want to read this comment. Mr. G, Will G says, MAGA and Trump ain't shit. He says it will most likely go to federal court and the agent either will get off or get pardoned. I would bet money on that. What about you, Jeremy?
Repeat that.
He's saying that I'll repeat the whole thing. He says MAGA and Trump ain't shit. And he says it will most likely go to federal court. And the agent will either get off, acquitted, or if he is found guilty, Trump will step up and pardon him. What say you?
Yeah, but I don't care what Trump does, okay? Because Trump is his own level of stupidity, okay? That's why I'm not a Trump supporter. The fact of the matter is that we don't have all the details, but from what we do have, that bitch deserved to die.
Why she gotta be a bitch? What the fuck?
I'm so tired of this dumbass this bullshit where we give empathy towards people who are playing the Darwin Awards.
So then I gotta ask you, because this is very similar. Ashley Babbitt, did that bitch deserve to die, is what you're saying?
I don't know enough about the case.
Oh, come on. That's been 5 goddamn years ago. That's been 5 years ago. You don't know enough about that?
Let me finish. It's not on my priority list, okay? But from what I do know, consequences.
5 years and you don't know enough about that case to make a clear decision.
There's a new news story every single day. Do you think it's on my priority list? It's so far in the past, it's inconsequential.
Oh, come on. Okay. I mean, I can literally show you her death as well. We're not going to do that, but the fact that you hesitated on Ashley Babbitt, but you were so passionate about this bitch deserving to die, you come across as biased, Jeremy.
Everyone's biased, Tim. Come on, don't give me that shit.
Then you're not about justice, then. You're not about justice. You're about going at the Democrats, sound like.
No, I'm trying. Everyone. Tim, do you think you're not biased?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you are biased.
I wouldn't be biased in the case of somebody getting murdered like this, though.
It's not, Tim. While we need more details to come out, and I'm willing to just let things come out as they do. At the end of the day, other than the actual court case, from what we know right now, consequences. You play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah. And real quick in the comments, Gigi says Ashley Babbitt did not come at the cop with a weapon. You don't need to come at the cop with a weapon. You got 1,000 motherfuckers behind you that's breaking into the location. I mean, you got overwhelming force at that point. You don't need to have a gun on you. You got 1,000 motherfuckers that's breaking into this place. That's enough. And by the way, nobody knew if she had a weapon or not. So that ain't got nothing to do with whether she got it. You know she is breaking and entering and she's wearing all kinds of garments and shit. You don't know what's under there. You can't. You wait till she draws on you.
Yeah, that's actually something I agree with. Like, if there are multiple people surrounding you and one of them hits you, even if it's just a slap, I think you should be able to pull a firearm, because if you got like 5 dudes fucking around with you and only one of them hits you, I think at that point it's like, oh well, I'm surrounded, I'm outnumbered, you know.
Okay, so 2,000 agents to Minnesota. What the hell is that about? 2,000 ICE agents to this town.
I don't care at the end of the day. I think he can deploy them where the hell he wants, because there are illegal aliens all over this country that need to be deported.
Okay, that ain't what I'm asking you. What I'm asking you is, that is over. I don't know how big the Minneapolis police force is, but 2,000 is that's big as a whole municipal police department. Why is such overwhelming amount? This largest ICE deployment in U.S. The point I'm getting at is, it sounds like he was trying to inspire mayhem.
No, that's stupid. That's stupid. Listen, okay, like I can understand a lot of theories about this. My biggest theory is this: Tim Walz is very obviously trying to hide fraud, and more than likely because he's benefiting from it. Okay, because there's like evidence out there that like Somalis, when they come into the neighborhood, they're told that you can vouch for other people's votes, which means you can basically vote for other people, which is very, very illegal. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are tons of illegal aliens in Minnesota that Trump is like, since this governor is not doing his job, how do we trust any of his police to do their fucking job either? Yeah, well, most of these folks are actually naturalized or born in Minnesota. It's not a whole lot of illegal immigrant Somalis in that state. You don't know. Yeah, I do. You don't know that. Well, we'll see what ends up coming out of it. We'll see what ends. I don't believe there's going to be a whole lot of deportations of Somalis that were in this country undocumented or illegal. First of all, you got to think, how does a Somali get to America? So they can't just walk across the southern border. These are very poor people. They were given the right to come here via TPS. So or with a lot of this scam and fraud that they've been doing, a lot of their friends and relatives can probably help them get over by boats or other illegal means, or like forged documents. Well, I can tell you that ICE is not going to net a lot of deportations out of this. That area is not, the Somali population is not known for a whole bunch of illegal immigrants. It's very similar to I always bring this up, the cats and dogs in Springfield, Ohio, all of those Haitians, they were here legally. There's not a whole lot of illegal immigrants that are of Haitian descent. So what he is trying to do is likely deport legal migrants out of the country. No, that's not true. No, that's dumb. That's dumb to say. How the hell do you say that when the guy's already talked about reversing citizenship, getting rid of birthright citizenship, getting rid of green cards? He's literally telling it to you. What are you talking about? He can't just do that unilaterally. He has to put in a policy. He has to, he can't just sign an executive order. That's not in his powers. Have you not through Congress in a bill? You sound like you've been watching politics with the eyesight of Stevie Wonder. If there was if someone provided me with a nickel for every time Trump did something and we were told he could not do that, which is what you're saying, he could not do this, I would be doing pretty well. I would have a hell of a lot more hats and mustaches and TikTok caps than any of you motherfuckers are giving me right now, by the way. Support the program. But I'm telling you that Trump is doing all kinds of things that people are saying he can't do. Yeah, and a lot of those people are dumbasses, like the 2 women you had up before, man. God damn, man. Like sometimes you got to let me up and own some of these motherfuckers. Some of these idiots that's honestly probably bought their high school diploma. Oh my God. Hey, thank you for that, Fuzzer. Thank you. Wait a minute. You said that Trump can't get rid of birthright citizenship. He can't get rid of TPS. Not without a bill going through Congress that gets approved and that he has to approve himself. He has to do that. You really believe that? He cannot, and I mean this, cannot reverse birthright citizenship without it becoming a law. It has to be a law.
Me too in the comments says Carla is the worst type of MAGA, a liar and a ladder pulling immigrant. I'm not even aware what that is. What is a ladder pulling immigrant? Wow.
Well, the
oh, I know what it is. It means your ass came over here. Now, what are you?
The ladder up.
Yeah, what are you, Colombian, or what is your descent?
See me, amigo.
Okay, that's Spanish, but what country?
Yes, Colombia.
Okay, Colombia. Okay. All right. And so he's saying that you got over here and now you pulling up the ladder so that people behind you can't get over here. Is that true?
He's a lobotomite. Who cares what he has to say? No, I'm saying, no. Hey, you want to know what's interesting? I came over here the right way, okay? You want to come over here, or come over here the right way, okay? I don't feel bad if all of a sudden Jorge and Gonzalez and Jesus those get supported because they didn't bring their papers and I did. Go fuck yourself.
And by the way, James, I appreciate the support. James Front 295. Thank you very much. I don't know. I just, to me, and this is where you and I disagree, Jeremy, where you would disagree with me, but based on what I'm seeing, Trump does not like brown and black immigrants. I don't have any data.
Here we go again with this shit.
I don't have any. Hold on. I don't have any data to show any opposition to that statement. The guy comes across as if he does not like brown or black immigrants.
Does everybody have to show you their roster of black friends? Do they have to
immigrant?
Wait, hold on. Do they have to take a picture of every time they do a nice thing for a black person and put like a photo album together for you, like a Pokemon deck of Pokemon cards or something like that? I gave money to a black person, gotta catch them all. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, listen, when you refer to blacks as garbage, they live like shitholes. I mean, you don't want nobody coming from you don't want people coming from
African countries.
You don't want people coming from third world countries. You want a Muslim ban. Like, damn, how many quotes he got to give you for it to sink in?
Okay. The Muslim ban. Okay, let me ask you a question, Tim.
Sure.
How old was Prophet Muhammad's wife Aisha when he married her?
I don't fucking know. What are you getting at?
6 years old.
Okay. How old was Thomas Jefferson, goddammit, when he got a 14-year-old pregnant? What are you talking about?
That's a whataboutism. That doesn't mean anything.
If you're going to say that this somehow marks up the Muslim religion when the founding fathers were doing the same shit, it's a good whataboutism.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay, here's why. The Bible, just because someone was claim to be Christian doesn't mean that they are when they blatantly disobey what the Bible says.
What is
this is the Prophet Muhammad.
What does the Bible got to do with a Muslim ban?
I'm saying if you're trying to do like this tit for tat, well, your religion says this and your religion says that. Here's the thing. I don't care if a guy named Muhammad.
They don't like you. Go ahead, keep going.
If a guy named Muhammad, some random guy who just practiced Islam on his own, does something wrong and that is super creepy with a girl or whatever, and then all of a sudden people start saying, well, that's Islam. I say, no, that's just that one dude. But if the literal prophet of the religion, the guy who Muslims refer to as the perfect example of what Muslims should be like in the Quran, and there are little hadiths and passages in the Quran that say this kind of stuff is okay, that's different. That's not on an individual believer. That's the religion itself.
What I don't get is you're pointing to the prophet of the Muslim religion and saying, well, if he's for pedophilia or something, whatever you're indicating, then somehow all Muslims should be branded under the same umbrella. What I'm pointing back to you and saying is a lot of folks in this country, or better yet, a lot of folks that this country view as heroes or like the founding fathers, they were doing the same shit. We got a pedophile on the $2 bill. So I don't get what you're saying. If what you're saying applies to the Muslim religion, it should apply to, and not to mention all of the Catholic Church type shit where they were doing the same stuff.
You're talking about believers versus ideology.
Okay, they didn't like my last guest. They took him out. Jeremy, what can I say? But I'm not gonna brand every person from a religion because the Prophet Muhammad did this or whatever I understand the point he's trying to make. I just don't adhere to it. I don't adhere to it. Who cares? He is not Colombian. Tap the screen. Yes, religion versus idolization, what he said. Like I said, I don't know where to go with that. What about the PDFs in Epstein files that are being protected? They don't want to talk about that. That's what about it. They don't want to talk about that. Chomo in office says, who said the eyes wide open or something like that? America is full of people who shouldn't be their only. America is full of people. Whoa. Thank you. Whoever just did that. Wow. Oh my God. I did not see whose name popped up on there. I was looking at a different screen. And Big Trick said he is saying stupid shit. Thank you, whoever just did that. And I really wish I could call your name out. Ginger Wilkins. Is that where that came from? Thank you. Really appreciate that. And thank you for those TikTok caps. This, I assume based on the J's and W's, everybody's seen this video, and it ain't hard to find it. Like I said, if you haven't seen the actual unedited video of this ice shooting, you can go to X and just simply type in ice shooting Minnesota, and you can see the unedited video. Doesn't take you but a quick second to see it. I'm starting at any controversial shooting that is really being talked about. Go to X. X is becoming the uncensored go-to site for this stuff. Like when Charlie Kirk's video was out, it was pretty quick. You could easily find it on there. I mean, you can find some pretty gnarly shit on X, but something like this, yeah, they're going to put it on there. Will G says another attempt to badmouth and belittle brown people. You have a president of the United States that will shut down anything when it comes to political enemies, a rubber stamp. FBI and MAGA influencers stirring no surprise. I absolutely believe that's what Trump was doing, was trying to create mayhem in Minnesota. I absolutely believe that. Let me go back to the box. Fuzzard, good evening. Welcome to the program. Rough day, man. Did you seen the video?
I've seen it. So play your video for 1 second from the beginning. I want to show something.
I played it, and I actually, from what I can see, I think I kind of agree with one of my viewers saying it does look like she was steering away from this guy. But let me see.
She definitely is.
Yeah, she was steering away.
So actually, that view right there, that will work. So she waves that car around. She is right now waving the ICE agents around, saying "go around." Now the driver's side, if you hear the volume,
she should have kept backing up.
Oh no, passenger side.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Says stay in the car. The driver's side says get the fuck out.
Right.
So she's getting two different commands, and she just drives away. Now, why are ICE agents wearing police uniforms?
Well, they've been doing that the whole time.
I know. Why? They're not police.
The federal
police, they don't have the same jurisdictions as police.
I'm hearing that they're almost treating them to some degree almost like independent contractors where they got to buy their own vests and shit.
Yeah, that's all they're doing their own thing.
They're like Uber officers. Like you're working for Uber, you got to use your own car. You
exactly
like fucking Uber.
But she's literally waving them around, saying, "Hey, go around," and they walk up to the car. See, this guy says, "Stay in the car."
Yeah, this guy, the one, and you can see from his gait how he's walking. He's aggressive. You can see he has nothing good in mind. He has look at this guy on the driver's side. You can tell how he's walking. He has nothing good in mind. Right. And there's the other guy right there.
Stoppers.
Now you can't see this because of the guy grabbing the door, but the gun is aimed at her right now. Right now, there's a gun aimed at her. So
and the shots are fired so quick.
Yeah.
That nothing has happened. Boom.
Yeah.
Done. And by the way, there's 3 shots fired.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. Hold on.
In the face. He actually shot her in the face. But I guess
Right.
I guess the question is though, Fuzzer, you think a jury's going to convict him of this though? I mean, she did.
I hope so. They better.
I mean, listen, he had other options, but there's enough technicality there that he was close enough to the front of the car. Maybe he can say, I didn't see her steering away from me. I just saw this whole massive vehicle moving in my direction, and I feared for my life.
Why did he approach the car? He was waved around.
Well, he approached the car because she's blocking the street illegally.
No, he was waved around. The other car made it around. There's a caravan right in front
They don't,
of her.
but they shouldn't have to go around. She's illegally stopped
She
in
got
the middle of the
stuck in
street,
an intersection, Tim.
huh?
She's pulling out, trying to turn left. She got stuck in the intersection. She's literally driving, taking a left-hand turn. You can see the left. You see the wheel there. It's
This is
turning
not
left.
this is not an intersection.
She is trying to turn. Where did she come from?
She's blocking the car. When you look at her back.
up.
Okay, look at her back. Look at her back tire. Okay, this is not. There's a house across the street. This is not an intersection. You see the white line going under her car. That white line wouldn't be there in an intersection.
No, there can be from. She's coming from behind. Even at that, she's pulling out, trying to turn left.
That's not an
Okay.
intersection. Look at the snow. There's
Now
no.
she's
There
back-
is.
Hold on. So she's backing away. You got to back up further. Hold on. Go back to where the other car is going around.
Wait, but how far back? are
No,
you
further
talking?
Further back, Tim. You had it a second ago.
That
There,
car.
right there. Okay, so she's trying to turn left. She stopped. Her hand is out, waving around.
I don't think she was trying to turn left. I don't see that. I don't think she was trying to turn left. She could have left the scene. She had no problem driving off when he started messing with her. She was there. And when you look at the snow on the ground, all of the tracks are going this way. It's clearly not an intersection. She was deliberately parked in the middle of the street, perpendicular to traffic.
Well, she waves him around and she says, "Go around." If you hear the audio with it, you can hear her say, "Go around," and then one of them say, "Stay in the car," and the other one says, "Get the fuck out."
Yeah. Well, I'm not defending what the cops did to her. I do believe there were all sorts of there were options that didn't force him to have to kill her. I believe that. But it does look like there was a legitimate reason to take her into custody or to actually take her out of the car and cite her. She was blocking the street.
Well, okay, you don't want. When have you ever been pulled over and a cop has grabbed a hold of your car handle and tried to open it?
Well, if you're doing something blatant like this, which is essentially trying to obstruct the law, they will do stuff like this. I've never done anything that obstructive.
What were you do? What were they doing that she was obstructing?
They're going down the street and there's a convoy full of them, which is, you see.
Yeah, where were they going? So what was the end?
Doesn't matter where they're going. You can't block the path of law enforcement.
Okay, and show me that she intentionally did that. I do see her waving them around, saying, "Go around me."
Why are you telling people to go around you when you got a car that clearly is
For
functional?
some reason, she's stuck in the middle of the road.
She's not stuck because the minute the cops came and grabbed her door, she showed the car is easily capable of moving.
Okay, right on that image there, you can see the wheels are turned a little bit to the left.
Okay, but she's not stuck.
I don't know why.
She made.
She's not blocking anything. There's nothing immediate
She's
happening.
blocking the road. She's clearly blocking the road.
And she waves them around, says, "Hey, go
You
around."
can't do that. You can't stop traffic and wave people around. Why are you doing that?
For some reason, she's stuck there.
She's not stuck.
And other vehicles have gone around. These are not police officers either. These do not have the same jurisdictions as police officers. These are ICE agents.
And Romeo 86, thank you. Romeo 86 TV, thank you for the support. You can't, regardless of what, and how do you call in? We're on TikTok, Instagram, the Handsome Liberal, both platforms. You can't just block the street and tell people to go around. She ain't stuck. Her wheels ain't spinning. There's no snow her tires are not buried in snow. She is deliberately blocking the street.
But be blocking them, yet saying go around.
Wait. Say that again.
She's not. She's blocking them, yet saying go around. She literally says go around and waves her arm.
And if you do that to law enforcement, they gonna fuck with you.
They're ICE agents. They're not police officers.
You
They do not have the right to walk up to your car and grab your car handle.
we can go back and forth on whether ICE is going over their duties, and you may have an argument there. But what she is doing is not the proper way to address that. You can't respond to what they're doing by doing this. She's now going above and beyond her rights as well.
No. Okay, so let's even say that you're an ICE agent. You don't know who they are. There's no markings on the car. All of a sudden, these people get out and grab your door handle. And like you said, the first guy comes with very intent
Yes.
and has his pew-pew pulled before anything's happening. She's clearly not trying to hit anyone.
No, she's trying to obstruct traffic.
Right. Well, the argument is she was trying to run him. Kristi Noem's argument is she was trying to use her car as a weapon.
Well, and like I said, once you try to escape law enforcement, if they stand in front of your car and you keep going towards them, legally they can do this.
She's not going towards them. She's pulling
It's
away
close
from them.
enough. It's actually close enough. Like I said, the
He
cop
was
can
grabbing her
say,
door handle.
the cop can say, I saw that we were telling her to stop. I saw this massive vehicle coming toward me, and I just feared for my life and reacted. And I think that would work with a lot of jury members.
And you've seen a lot of evidence of these people not identifying themselves. We've heard other stories of people going into homes.
You can't run me
Claiming
over because I
they
didn't
are.
identify myself, though. You cannot run me over because I didn't identify myself.
If you're grabbing your door handle, yeah, you fucking 100% can. And she wasn't trying to run him over. She was trying to get away.
I think an argument can be made that nearly a year into Trump's term, we're only a couple of weeks from a year into his term, people know that armed men roaming the streets in military camouflage fatigue and mask on their face is likely ICE. It's been happening long enough, certainly in a liberal city like Minnesota, that you can make a reasonable assumption that these people are probably ICE.
People have also approached homes now claiming exactly what you're saying and not being ICE. There have been abductions.
Yeah. But
So, hey, you don't have any right to just come up and grab the handle of my driver's side door. And where's the? And you keep saying convoy. Where's the rest of the vehicles?
well,
To me,
this
that's-
pickup truck is one, and I believe behind that, I believe there's another vehicle, another cop car that's behind it or something. Let me see if
Because that front one is just a caravan pulling out of a parking space.
okay, that
Right?
that car
That's
goes
the
around.
caravan.
Okay, that would, and that car, by the way, this truck they got out of actually has flashing lights, so that's even more.
After they pull up to her, yeah.
Yeah, that's even more something to add where she should know at that point these are law enforcement. I mean, if they got,
Yeah.
he clearly has a duty belt on. I mean, he's wearing green. I mean, you can make a safe assumption that this dude is.
I'm not making a safe assumption. Not these days. Fuck that. No, I'm surprised there hasn't been an ICE agent unalived yet.
Yeah.
I would. You come up to me and you can't identify yourself as ICE. You have something that says police on your chest, and you're actually ICE. Boom, done. I'm sorry.
Look, like I said, I don't
Army
think
fatigues does not make you law.
I don't.
enforcement.
This is one of those cases where you can be in a car accident and your insurance company can say that you're 30% at fault. She is partially at fault for what happened to her. I mean, she was trying to obstruct what they were doing. I mean, she was getting involved in shit that was not her business. She was literally getting in shit. I'm not saying what happened to her should have happened to her, but what I'm saying is,
they're not in pursuit. They're not in pursuit, right? So she couldn't have been blocking that much of a thing.
That ain't and by the way, people in the comments are like, wow, wow, wow. Here's what I'm saying. You can put yourself in a situation. Let's say, for instance, somebody, you see a domestic violence beef going on or something like that, and you put yourself in it, and all of a sudden you lose your life. You're partially responsible for it. If you didn't put yourself in that situation, you wouldn't be gone. She put herself in this situation, and it brought harm her way. Now, the harm is they're wrong for what they're doing, but they would not have done this if she didn't put herself in this situation.
For some reason, she waved the first vehicle around, who easily got around her, and then waved the ICE vehicle around. Why are you waving the ICE vehicle around? Why? I mean, she's clearly not blocking anything.
What is she fucking crossing guard? Why are you waving vehicles around?
Something happened where she was stuck in the middle of the road, or
She
got
ain't
caught
stuck.
in traffic.
All of the evidence shows she is not stuck. You see how quick when
Okay, but she's also, all the evidence shows people can go around her, and she's trying to say, "Go around me." I'm sorry.
you cannot use your vehicle and play crossing guard to a thoroughfare. You can't do that.
She's not playing crossing guard.
Why is she waving people around? Why is she waving people around when she clearly can move?
Okay, why? Okay, you tell me why she waved them around.
Because she wants to obstruct ICE.
The ICE agents?
Yes.
Oh, but she's waving them around. She's saying, "Go around me." For some reason, I'm not able to make my turn the way I wanted to.
I hear what you're saying.
I don't know what you're missing on this.
What I'm simply saying is this: you cannot legally do what she was doing. You cannot legally do this to an officer without that officer fucking with you.
She might have been in a parking spot taking a huge left turn, trying to change directions. You don't know what she's doing. Everything indicates that she was telling people to go around with her.
If you're in a parking spot and you're trying to leave, why not just leave? Why are you telling people to go around? When you say go around, that means you intend
to change direction from a parking spot. Have you ever been parked on the right side of the road and you've tried to do a U-turn idea?
She's in a perfect perpendicular angle where she can easily turn left or right. There's no need to be waving people around. She's waving people around because she don't intend to move. That's why she's waving you around, because she don't intend to move.
She stopped in the middle. Okay, but was she blocking?
Traffic. If I gotta wave you around, that means I'm blocking you. I'm telling you to go into the
opposite. She's not intentionally obstructing something. She can say, "Oh shit, I didn't mean to turn out like that." And hey, come around. Tim, have you never been caught in a position on the road where you wave people around you? Oh shit, I did something stupid.
I ain't never been caught in a position like what she's doing. If I'm in this position, I'm going to either make that left or right turn. I'm not going to. Why am I waving you around when I can just go ahead and turn left or right and get out of your way?
She realized she was cutting off traffic. You're cutting off traffic. You're like, "Oh shit!" And you stop. You panic and say, "Go around me, guys. I'll correct myself after you go around."
Yeah, I actually think that what you're saying has plausibility to it, but I'm going to tell you, it is highly unlikely. You sound like a good lawyer.
There's a lot more than she's blocking ICE.
No, this woman was trying to obstruct traffic. She had the right to leave that spot anytime she wanted to. She was not trying to leave.
Who is she obstructing?
Traffic. The people she's telling to wave around. The people she's telling to go around. She's impeding the flow of traffic doing that.
Okay, so what was the? I mean, yeah. So okay, so you made a mistake. Do you think she was intentionally blocking ICE?
She didn't make no mistake. She was intentionally parked in the middle of the street.
You think she was intentionally blocking ICE?
I think she's intentionally parked in the middle of the street. Maybe to block ICE, whatever reason why she's doing it. If it's to block ICE, but she is intentionally parked there, perpendicular to traffic. She done that intentionally.
Sure. If you want to say that, that's fine. But there's nothing that deserves being attacked by whoever came out of the pickup truck.
And I don't disagree with that. But what I'm saying,
you can't tell by that pickup truck that they're ICE.
No, but you can tell when they get out of the car that they're law enforcement.
I'm fucking scared if someone gets out of the car and coming at me like they were. I'm running off. I'm telling you right now, I'm either running off or pew-pewing them.
Oh
I'm
my
telling
God.
you right now.
Well,
All right, I'll let you go, Tim. I know you.
Perhaps she should have poo-pooed. At least she could have went out with a little bit more dignity. Fuzzer.
Yeah, and then she crashed into. And then hold on, real quick before 1 second, and then you hear Kristi Noem say that
Domestic terrorists.
Yeah, they were domestic terrorists. She hit the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kristi Noem's.
Kristi Noem has no credibility in this. I seen what she said. That's terrible.
Horrible.
Yeah, what she said is terrible. I mean, at the very least, the response should be, I gotta wait till the details come in. But to just jump in, and Trump condemned her like that as well. So no credibility. Fuzzer, I'll go ahead and move it on.
Stop wearing stupid ass hats. Anyways, all right. I'll talk to you later, Tim.
Appreciate you coming through. Thank you. Looking in the comment. By the way, tap the screen, get us on up to 70,000. Yeah, I did see what Trump said, sweet nothings. I did. Here is part of it from Noem. It was an act of domestic terrorism. Attacked agents with her vehicle, trying to run them over and ram them. She clearly didn't do both of those things. Ram them, yes, that's usually you trying to hit one vehicle with another. She says, an officer of ours acted quickly and defensively, shot to protect himself and the people around him. And my understanding is that she was hit and is deceased. I don't believe he was protecting himself. I believe that the law gives him the right to do what he did, though, technically. But I believe this guy could have easily just stepped aside and not been in the path of that vehicle. He chose lethality as a first choice. Ilhan Omar said, you're lying. There was no attempt to run the officer over, and no ICE agents appeared to be hurt. And that is, you can clearly see in the video, that is an actual fact. But yeah, that's Kristi Noem saying that the woman attempted to ram the officers. Flat out false. Looking in the comments, I would love to discuss Big Trig. We'll get you up here eventually. Tap the screen, folks. Get us on up to 70,000. Let your thumbs not be lazy. And we'll go straight back to the box. Miss Mo Betta. Well, Miss Mo Betta wasn't there. There we go. Good evening. Welcome to the program. And real quick before we continue on, another attempt to badmouth. If you hang on a second, Miss Mo Betta. Hold on 1 second. I'll make sure I didn't miss any responses. So, did you see the video, Miss Mo Betta?
Yes, I did watch the video. I did. And she was not trying to hit that man. Now, if they want to say she was guilty of trying to run away, then they have an argument. But as far as, and if that's the case, if she was trying to hit her with the car, how is it that he pew-pewed her from the side window and not the windshield?
That's a great point. That's a great point. That when he struck her, that to me, that should be the linchpin. If you are having to take somebody's life to prevent from being ran over by a vehicle, the rounds should go through the windshield. If they're going through the side window of the car, you're already out of danger. That's a great point. Already
past him. You can look. She was already past the officer. He was just holding. He just happened to holding on to the car, trying to do whatever. She was not trying to. She had no intent of hitting him. She was trying to get away.
Okay. Well, in the comments, someone said the round did go through the front windshield. Tara Turley said the round did go through the front windshield.
Yeah, you know why it probably went through the windshield? Because he shot and it went straight through the windshield from the side, though. He didn't stand in front of that car.
So you mean the round came out of the windshield?
It went out through the windshield, not from outside in.
Well, if it came from outside through the front of the windshield, I think he has a better argument for the self-defense claims, which to me are shaky at best.
Absolutely.
But if he fired, if he fired through the side window, if he fired through the side window and the round went through the side and came out of the windshield from the inside of the car, then that's not self-defense at all.
It's not self-defense. He, like you said, he got out with a vengeance. See, a lot of things that we don't know is why. Number one, why was she there? Number two, why were they approaching her? Why were they even approaching her vehicle? You know what I mean? Because she's an American citizen. So if they were going off her license plate or anything like that, what is it they're approaching her for? To tell her to move?
Well,
to tell you to move does not warrant for you to say to unalive her.
Well, the problem is like what I was telling my last caller is you can't just block traffic like that.
No, I get that. Listen, I know what it is. But like you said, those are ICE officers. Why aren't you calling police officers so they can handle their jurisdiction? That's not their jurisdiction. And this is what people fail to realize when they go in court. When you go to court, and a lot of people they probably haven't even served on a jury either to hear the instructions and stuff that they give people. So again, that was not their jurisdiction. Now, again, if they were telling her to move and she didn't, she'd probably pop and jump. And then when they tried to open her door, she said, "I'm a flee." She did not do that to intentionally hurt that man.
Yeah,
She's trying to get away.
She played Russian roulette with her own life. This is the same thing.
No, she did. Well, she did because they are army fatigue thugs. They gave Trump gave them jurisdiction to go out there and act like thugs. How many people have gotten hurt? People has lost their babies to these people, and that's not false. And y'all can go check that. But I'm not expecting anybody that's MAGA to go research anything because they don't.
Well, this one right here, I gotta tell you, depending on where this ends up in court, I'm not 100% sure this cop is gonna pay a price for this. I mean, I can certainly.
Well, like you said, because they're going to do everything they can to get him to federal court. Because if this is on the state level, Trump can't do anything for him, and he's not in good standings with the governor there. So it could go either way. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, it's a state charge. Even though he's a federal agent, he's still in state. This is state stuff.
With his state, is he in custody? He's not in custody. I mean, he clearly took somebody's life. I mean, if it's a state charge, the state of Minnesota should have him in custody.
They absolutely should. But you see, Derek Chauvin, when he got off, it took about 3 or 4 days to arrest him because they're considered law enforcement.
I'm wondering, does anybody even know the actual identity of this guy?
No, they have. I think they had just his last name or something. They didn't have anything. You know, see, that's the thing, and people have a right to be afraid because they don't have to identify themselves. You don't know who's coming up to you. I mean, I know in this instance, you see because they don't ride around in marked vehicles. They ride around in vehicles just like yours and mine.
Now, I'm going to read this to you because you know you always bring out the most interesting statements from our viewers. This could be a compliment or you can take it any way you want. But Feli says, Tim, why do you got Jasmine Crockett on here?
I'll clap that. And you know what it is about Jasmine Crockett too. She always comes with the receipts. They are afraid of her. They are afraid of that woman. If they wouldn't be talking about her. Yeah.
Okay. I just read that because
I'll take that. I'll take that all day, every day.
Because I got viewers. One of my viewers, Phoenix Rise, says this woman is loud and not knowledgeable about anything she said. So he said
I'm loud as fuck. I am smart as fuck, and I'm a baddie. Clock that.
Oh, okay, all right.
Clock that.
Nothing wrong with that. In the comments, handsome evil finger says this guy is crazy. He was in reference to my last caller. Says this guy is crazy and good attorney. Have him call me ASAP. Help me with Trump. I agree now because listen, like I said, I don't believe what happened to this woman needed to happen to this woman, even with her running. However, I do suggest that her actions are partially responsible for why they went overboard.
Is. That's true. That's true because if she really wasn't doing anything wrong, she didn't have to run from him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can pull over, whatever. But the people that he has in charge are not to be trusted. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't trust them in any kind of way. And like I said, Trump likes this stuff because he feels like this is being done in his name, in his honor. He doesn't care. I told you, Trump's lies cost lives. His lies cost lives. And that's bottom line. And it's just like on J6, where he was denying that it was an insurrection or he didn't have nothing to do, or I said to go peacefully. No, he don't. And if you can go back and check all your archives when I told you he wants a war. He wants a civil war.
Would that benefit him? And Big Dog, thank you for the TikTok caps. Shout out to you. Would that benefit Trump at all to have us have civil unrest in this
He
country?
don't care as long as his name is in lights. He don't care, Tim. This is the part you're not understanding about him. He don't care if people aren't alive. He don't care about none of that. As long as he see his name in lights up there on the martyr, you know, on the moniker or whatever you want to call it, he feel that it's being done in his honor. He doesn't hold himself accountable for anything that goes wrong anyway. All he would do is talk against it. Oh, yeah, no, that was a peaceful protest. Or, you know, you understand what I'm saying? Because you see him talk. You've heard him talk. You've seen the speeches.
I mean, listen, Trump sees chaos and division
He is chaos.
he sees chaos, or sees the creation of chaos and division as currency. I understand him because it has worked for him his entire political career, probably his corporate career as well. Keeping people divided and in chaotic standpoint, it has been really beneficial to him. So I understand why he's doing it.
You're absolutely correct on that. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not. That's how that works. But the fools are gonna go right to ruin right along with him.
Yeah. In Arizona, old man says, I like your TikTok, but she needs to go. Bye. Why the hell would I listen? Hold on.
Shut the fuck up.
Hold on. Let me just say this, folks. Damn it, when I say we go left of Bernie Sanders to I'm having dinner with Q, and that we will always be MAGA friendly, I mean that. But when I say we are uncensored, I mean everyone gets to speak. People who agree with you, people who disagree with you, people who cuss me out. I believe in free, uncensored speech. I don't turn people down because they got a different opinion than you do. Because I wouldn't turn you down for having a difference of opinion than them. This is a free speech show. Keep going.
Well, see, they don't want to hear the truth. Because first of all, here Trump got up there and said that the election was rigged back in 2020, but when it was happening in 2024, he denied it because it was in his favor.
Well,
If that's not hypocrisy, I don't know what is, Tim.
like I said, whatever.
That comes from his mouth. That's not coming from my mouth.
Well, like I said, whatever Trump is doing, he has figured out the pulse of the American people to the point where it is benefiting him to be divisive, to be hypocritical. You name it, name calling. Like for instance,
controversy sells. Controversy sells. That's why when we had quiet politics, which they claimed that Biden wasn't doing anything. No, it was just quiet politics. He wasn't out here had people. He had shit to do. He had people out here fighting all in the streets and had these mass thugs around here snatching people up while he was still deporting people. And this is the part that they missed. But Biden deported probably more people than Trump. But he didn't have to go out there and drag nobody in the street to do it.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. Make that make sense, Tim.
I hear your opinion, Ms. Better, but I got a lot of viewers that'll tell you Trump is the best president we've had in our lifetime.
They slow as fuck. And I'm not even. The more you talk to them, the dumber you get. For real.
Are you suggesting that all MAGA are slow?
Yup. I'm not defending any of them anymore. Yes, they slow. Slow as fuck.
Come on now.
Slow as fuck. You can't be nice to people like that. They don't know how to accept nice. They don't know how to accept nice. You can go in there and be nice to them and try to give them some type of insight. Try to show them some type of receipts. Show them some type of evidence of things. Guess what? They say, oh, you're taking it out of context.
Well, that's Charlie Kirk. But you would agree there are legitimate reasons to vote for Trump, right?
Maybe they do have legitimate reasons. I don't.
Economy, border security.
His economy sucked. Like I said, the borders was never our problem, Tim. The borders was never. It's more shit happening here now that the borders are closed than it was when they were open.
Yeah, but the stuff that's happening now, even with the borders closed, is because they're trying to neutralize all of the folks that Biden let in. That's what we're being told.
Bullshit. Bullshit, Tim. That's a fluff right there. I'm gonna call you out on it right there. That's a whole motherfucking fluff.
How is that a fluff? A lot of people came in this country. Wait a minute. A lot of people came in this country under Biden that had no business being here. Is that not true?
Well, listen. If Trump had to do what he was supposed to do when it came to the pandemic, we wouldn't have been in those problems. We wouldn't have had those problems. It was a pandemic that showed up when Obama was in office too. Guess what? He shut that bitch down.
Okay, so
We didn't have that problem. And Trump got the economy that came from Obama for that.
Okay.
Like, come on, bro.
So Trump didn't do right by the pandemic. Biden didn't do right by the border. Can we agree with that?
And Trump had them block the border bill so he could run on it because he has no substance. Stop.
Yeah, but by the time,
Ain't no but.
but I gotta defend Trump where he deserves to be defended. By the time,
No bullshit.
by the time
Bullshit.
Trump, you just stop. But by the time Trump had Biden's border bill thrown out, Biden had been in office for 3 years already and hadn't done a damn thing about the border. It was too late.
He still had shit to worry about with American people having to eat, Tim.
But that's
With people, jobs was being shut down, hospitals overrun, hundreds of how many people unalive because of the pandemic. That wasn't no little pandemic, Tim.
But that's why people. But Miss Mobetta, about to call you Chiquisha. But Miss Mobetta, that's why people like Trump is because he can do more than one thing at the same time. You saying that Biden could?
And he fucks every one of them up too. And look, and so when they get done in the UN, they gonna have his head on a fucking platter. And TikTok will block me for that one if they want to.
Has the man done anything good for America in your opinion?
Not in my opinion.
Not
No.
one thing. Trump ain't done one good thing for America.
No. Only you know who likes them? The homophobic, misogynistic people. That's who voted for him. Who are afraid of their sexuality. So what they do, he demonized all of the black and brown people, immigrants. Then he demonized the LGBTQ community.
Did he?
That's who voted for him. And then the white women that voted for him were afraid of their husbands, so they ain't had no goddamn choice. Yes, I said it.
Did he not just get countries, NATO member countries, to pay their proper amount for their defense budget? Is that not an accomplishment of President Trump? Even with the tariffs, he's making folks give us a fair trade imbalance, a fair trade balance. Give the guy credit. You're not giving him credit for anything.
Right now, I feel like you're trolling.
Oh, come on. Look.
I feel like you're trolling me, Tim. I'm for real.
Well, I gotta give Trump. Listen, to be a fair host, even though I lean left of center, to be a fair host, I have to give Trump credit for areas he deserves credit in.
Well, you can give it to him. Good. I ain't gonna stop you from giving it to him.
All right. Okay.
But listen, ask those people that's been out of work all year because he stopped certain programs. Look at all the money he's stopping now, claiming they was claiming waste, fraud, and abuse and all of that stuff with Doge. Doge shut down. Where's that money?
I'm under the impression that
nowhere to be found. Fired all the people who can give you the numbers on all of this shit. Fired them.
I'm under the impression that Doge saved us taxpayers nearly $1 trillion.
Holler at me after you file your taxes, Tim.
I'll see what I can do. I'll go ahead and move it on, Miss Mobetta. You don't play. You don't play.
And so tell whoever is in the comments that's calling me Jasmine Crockett, tell them I said thank you. Tell their wives to stop getting the Botox trying to look like Jasmine Crockett did.
Ooh.
Scratch and sniff.
Ooh.
On that note.
I wouldn't mind scratching and sniffing, Jasmine. All right. Thank you, Miss Mobetta. By the way, folks, tap the screen. Get the likes on up to 80,000. This is uncensored programming. As we always say, we don't block, ban, or censor anyone. By the way, if you're currently watching us live on TikTok or Instagram, do your boy solid, give us a follow. If you're currently tuned in via YouTube, feel free to subscribe to the program. We're here most weekdays. We go left of Bernie Sanders, so I'm having dinner with Q. This is uncensored programming, so it doesn't matter what the opinion is. We allow that opinion to propagate. So that's how this works. Some folks don't like it. In the comments, Kabira says you censored me. Never in a million years, Kabira. I didn't censor you. I never would do that. Going back to the box, get us up to 80,000. I'll take the next caller. She's right. The America First Trump idiot sent 18 tons of PPE equipment to China early in the pandemic and claimed China was doing an excellent job keeping the pandemic from spreading. Trump equals retard. And he has a clown emoji amongst his work there. And Sweet Skull simply typed in caps, disgrace to the black community. Now, that could be a reference to yours truly or my last caller, but Sweet Skull did not elaborate. Nevertheless, the comment does say a disgrace to the black community. Looking in the comments here, maybe stay home next time and don't use your car as a battering ram. Damn. People shouldn't listen to Democrats because they are using you as pawns in their plans. I said the same thing about those folks that listened to Trump on January 6th, and a lot of them paid a heavy price. So you got to be careful in regards to which politicians you listen to. You're not just getting bad information from Democrats. Trump gives out bad information regularly. Going back to the box, I did have a viewer that wanted to come up briefly. Maurice, you just had a couple quick questions. Good evening, Maurice. Welcome to the program.
How's it going, Tim? How you been?
You know, just hanging around like Mom Donnie at a Klan meeting. What's up?
I got one question.
Sure.
That lady was blocking the street, true enough,
Yes.
is only a traffic violation.
True.
So when that officer jumped out his vehicle, why he didn't ask for license, registration, and proof of insurance?
It's a great point. It's a great point.
Now, if that was a regular police officer, the police officer would have made sure that lady was not stuck, made sure she was all right. They would have hit their lights, to block traffic, to let her make that turn. But that didn't happen that way. We got untrained people out there. Then on top of it, as a black man, we all know when you walk up on a white person car, they automatically lock the doors. So let's keep it 100, Tim.
No, I'm laughing at that because
For him to jump out the car and just straight up and say, "Get the fuck out," with his gun already drawn with a mask on, I'ma pull the fuck out too.
It depends on the jury you get. Her family gets Maurice, because I agree with that. I think that's a great point to be made. I think that's a great point to be made.
What happened to license, registration, proof of insurance, Tim? Mega forgetting to forget that.
Yeah.
Ain't now police in America has not walked up to nobody's car and has not asked that question.
Yeah.
Before they do anything else.
Yeah,
What make them different?
I will agree with you that the first thing they should have said is, "Ma'am, why are you in the road?" Or they should have walked up to her, "Are you stuck? You can't just park here, ma'am. You got to move on." Something like that should have been said, as opposed to indicating they weren't getting.
And the crazy thing, Tim, they wasn't on that shit. They thought they had a free lick. They seen dollar sign. They thought they had them. But they didn't know that was an American citizen what they just did that shit to.
Well, they got Trump behind
them. Blow it up in their face.
But they got Trump behind them, Maurice. I'm not for sure they didn't get a free lick. They got Trump.
But you got to understand, Tim, by law, a federal judge passed a law saying no ICE agent cannot have masks on. No real ICE agent will not have masks on. That's law. So that means them folks were just they were just on some bullshit, want to be ICE, pretending.
But what about the notion?
Because they daddy told them to.
But what about the notion that Trump ultimately ends with the pardon power ultimately ends with Trump? He can pardon these folks.
No, that's that right there. The state can pick that up as well as the federal. Because she's an American citizen and it happened on state ground. So the state can pick that murder charge up as well as the FBI. So if the FBI think they're going to pardon him, the state going to pick it up. Believe that.
Yeah, but the state is the state sure that the federal government gonna help you identify who the guy is.
They ain't got no choice, Tim. By law, they don't have no choice. That's a murder.
Yeah. I wanna be on your side with this, but we're not talking about a typical president. We're talking about Trump. We're talking about somebody who does things in unorthodox fashion.
Do you think all the mother FBI agents finna break the law for a motherfucker that ain't even a federal agent?
Ain't nobody else broke the law. What are you talking about?
That ICE agent. He ain't no real federal agent, Tim.
Okay, but if Trump got his back, Trump got his back. It don't matter.
We already know what Trump doing. He got to answer to goddamn China. He got to answer to Russia. He over there. Then you lied to American people to about you invaded this man's country, kidnapped him because he was trafficking drugs. Where the fuck the drugs at, Tim?
Well, the drugs.
All the fentanyl at? Ain't now a piece of fentanyl come from Venezuela.
The drugs may be in the form.
I know this and you know this.
The drugs may be in the form of oil. Here now, Trump just. I was trying to read this. Trump just released a message in regards to this shit. I don't know if I'm going to bring it back up on my TV, but he
just came out and said we're gonna take y'all fucking oil. That's what it's about.
He says
we're gonna get this shit. We're gonna debo it.
He says the situation is being studied in its entirety, but the reason these incidents are happening is because the radical left is threatening and insulting and targeting our law enforcement officers and ICE agents on a daily basis. So he is blaming this stuff on radical left Democrats and shit.
Man, you can't blame a damn thing on a Democrat when a Democrat don't own no power of the House, the White House, Congress, none of this shit. All Republicans run that shit. We can't even vote and win a vote right now. So why is he pointing a finger at us? Why is he pointing the finger, Tim?
The argument is
when
simple.
he got control of everything.
I'll tell you why. The argument is simple. Do I got a second? I got a second guest over there? Okay. Here is why he's pointing the finger at Democrats. For two reasons. First of all, you wouldn't need all these ICE agents if the Democrats did not let all these people in the country. Second reason, this wouldn't be happening if the Democrats would let the ICE agents do their job and undo the Democrat mess from the Biden administration. That's why he's blaming Democrats.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
Sure.
We don't have more Republican presidents.
You break it up.
All Republican presidents, we done started wars. Ain't now Democrat president have started a war. They all been Republicans, making up bullshit, lies, just to start a war, to stamp their name somewhere. So, what Trump talking about? I don't believe a damn thing that come out that man's mouth.
As the man, I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked my last caller.
I'm gonna be.
Huh? I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked my last caller.
What you say?
Has Trump done anything good for America at all, in your opinion?
Have he done anything for America? No, he ain't did shit for America, but he did a lot of good things for other countries, though.
So you don't think Trump has done?
He did not one goddamn thing good for this country.
You don't think he's done one single thing good for the country, yet he got reelected by a landslide? Why do you think that happened? How did that happen then?
Elon Musk. They still investigating their election.
I don't know. What about Biden?
It gonna come out just like, hey Tim, it might don't come out right now. I get like 20, 25 years on down. It gonna come out just like the Epstein files.
Well, 25 years.
They're gonna only put out portions.
By the end, it'll be a long time. No, not a landslide, Rooster, but he won all 7 swing
states. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Tim.
Go.
Why Republicans lie to the American people to my America landing on the moon?
What?
Republicans started that lie. They came out with the video footage and all that shit. When you seen it, you was on your mama couch when they showed that video.
You trying to tell me? Wait a minute. You're telling me the moon landing did not happen?
Hell no.
I don't know what it.
Hell no. That was a lie controlled by the Republicans too. You can go Google that shit and watch the video footage how they put all that shit together.
So
You
all
can hear the man in the background telling the man to walk slow and shit.
so all the astronauts like Senator Kelly, for all these guys are just lying about this, huh?
Man, that shit fake, man. Look, they ain't been back ever since. Why Elon couldn't get back?
I think you just lost some credibility even amongst some of my Democrat viewers by saying
Answer
that.
my question, Tim. Why Elon Musk could not get back to space? And he building all these spaceships. Answer that one question.
There's not a,
Since they went back then,
there's
they
no
had all the technology back in the 60s. Why? And the technology is better now. So why the hell you have some bullshit technology back then and you go out of space, but the technology we use today can't even get your ass through the clouds?
because there's lack of incentive. When we went to space in the 60s, we were competing with Russia in an arms race in a Cold War. There was a huge incentive to go there before Russia. There is no major incentive to go back to the moon now. That's why you don't have people pouring a ton of money to do it. There's nothing to get out of it.
Ain't no other country trying to go to the moon either.
Right.
Why America's still trying to go.
All right. I answered your two questions. I got to move it on, but.
All right. Go ahead, man. Hey, man. It's nice coming in your chat, man. Appreciate the love, man.
Thank you. Anytime. Come on back anytime. Moving on with the program, though. Tap the screen. Get us on up. Right up over the 100,000 hump. We're just about there. What the hell do one thing have to do with the other? Like I said, we were trying to, this is the whole Sputnik and all of that shit was going on. We were competing with the Russians, the Soviet Union. That's why the space race, people were pouring all that kind of money. Like right now, Greenland is in, the reason Trump is gung-ho about Greenland is once again competing with the Russians and Chinese. Because everything from lithium to the rare earth minerals and shit like that are in limited quantity on Earth. America under Trump believes that if we don't get this shit from places like Greenland, that the Chinese or Russians will. So similar to going to the moon, is competing with our adversaries. Hopefully that makes a little sense there. Tap the screen. Don't trust the ones on payroll, bro. I don't know who's on payroll. So we need to go against our strongest allies for Greenland. Well, the belief is that, and I'm 100% against taking Greenland. We got bases on the continent or on the island or whatever you want to call it. There's no need to own it. There's no need to own it. We are already there, so there's only so much China or Russia can do. We are already there. We don't need to own it and take it from Denmark or take it from Greenlanders. We don't need to do that. I don't know why Trump is doing that. I think that the phrase, you can get a lot more flies with honey than vinegar, is something that Trump has never heard of before. Because I think he could be a lot more successful and get a lot less pushback even amongst his own countrymen if he actually exercised diplomacy. With Trump, everything is bullyish, my way or the highway type shit. Like with Maduro. Send some people, okay, you got the CIA in this fucking country. Have somebody go up to him and make him a deal you can't refuse. Like, look, we could have touched your ass right now. We need you to step down. Otherwise, this is going to get messy. And he knows that he can't compete with the United States. But because it's not public, you may be able to get him to realize the error of his ways and move out. But when you address people and threaten people publicly, you give them no choice but to resist. It would be like if someone challenged you that was a foot taller than you and 100 pounds heavier than you. If they talk to you in private, you might just be like, fuck it. I know I can't do nothing with this dude physically anyway. I just step on. But if they challenge you in front of your spouse, in front of your family or something, now you got to fight. Now you got to do something because they're trying to embarrass you. That's what Trump is doing. Everything from the Venezuelan boats on a lot of this shit could be done behind the scenes. Everything doesn't need, you don't need to threaten everybody in public. That's where the resistance comes from. That's where the right calls it tedious. That's where all that shit comes from. More flies with honey than vinegar. You don't need to talk to people like shit out in the open so much. Could even call some liberal politicians and told them, at the end of the day, if you don't straighten this out, you know I can send the National Guard into your city. Just give me something so that I can indicate that crime is coming down in your area. Hell, you can take credit for it. Let's work this out behind the scenes. But understand, if you want to play stupid, I can send the National Guard and flood your area with ICE agents. The liberal politician may realize, he kind of got me by the short and curlies. If I bow down and do this shit his way, I get to also take credit that crime is coming down. But when you just threaten them, well, I'm going to send the National Guard in your city because you ain't doing shit. Well, you force them to push back. Zero diplomacy. Zero diplomacy. Anyway, looking in the comments, this is what Obama and Biden would do. Yeah, I agree with that. You might even get it from Bush. Even from Bush, it's just the my way or the highway, the open fuck you to everybody, which MAGA loves this stuff. MAGA loves the fuck everybody stuff. But then they complain about TBS as if they don't realize that that's what is actually adding fuel to it. Let me go back to the comments, though. If y'all want to make America and the world a place where peace is not respected, then y'all should go to war. Stop sending us for y'all ideology. I like that. We can make, by the way, it's the difference between, because Trump often says peace through strength. What he is doing is not peace through strength. What he is attempting to do is peace through fear. What he is trying to do is have people scared as hell of him. He's not trying to show strength. He is trying to scare the shit out of people. He's threatening to hurt people, threatening to have people killed and stuff like that. That ain't peace through strength. That is actually trying to, it's like having a victim of domestic violence doing everything her husband says. She ain't doing it because she respects him. She's doing it because she's scared of him. That's what he's trying to do, is he's trying to have people in the world that are scared of him. Anyway, looking in the comments, going back to the box. Thank you guys that are tapping the screen. We'll go to Straight Talk. Straight Talk, good evening.
You never fail me.
Thank you.
You never fail me.
Thank you.
And by the way, I want you to understand, all your little Democrats in the chat, understand, every time you go to that voting booth and you pull that lever for the D, you are voting with Mo Betta. You are voting with that last guy, Maurice. These are the people that you share candidates with.
Okay.
This is who you're voting with, okay?
How do you respond to folks who say, I don't want to vote for masked men with guns roaming around my city?
That is easily solved, Tim.
How?
Easily solved.
How?
When I could understand why these Democrats did not expect Trump to do what he said he was going to do. But the first time he did it, you would have thought y'all would have learned.
So wait. You're saying that Trump promised us ahead of time he was going to have masked men roaming the city?
He campaigned on it. He campaigned on it. He said, I am going to go into the prisons. I'm sending them home. I'm going to go into the jails. I'm sending them home. What'd y'all do? Y'all went, oh, no, you're not. Obrego Garcia, he's a family man.
You're answering a question that I'm not asking you. You're telling me Trump campaigned on having armed law enforcement with unidentifiable.
I went to 4 different rallies, all of which he explained what he was going to do.
And he said at those rallies. Wait a minute. He said at those rallies they would be wearing masks, is what you're saying.
He said, I am getting rid of the people who came here illegally.
I'm asking about the mask.
I'm trying, if you will stop interrupting.
You answering shit I'm not asking.
By the way, real quick, you got to answer this for me. Mo was building something, or what was she doing while talking to you? I am dying to know that.
I don't know. I was too.
She was like building something or constructing something. She's still around, because I am fucking dying over here. What this woman
Well, she
was
knits.
constructing.
She knits. She was knitting a hat the other day. She knits.
Knitting.
Yeah.
No, it sounded like she was riveting a plane together or something.
Maybe
But get back to your question.
maybe a drone is sent to the White House, a gift to the president.
Well, hey, I would hope that she sends it. And Fuzzy, too. That Fuzz dude. I hope he does react the way he says he's going to in front of these ICE agents. He needs some lead. He's got a deficiency of
Oh,
lead.
come
if you ask me.
on.
That
Really?
would be amazing.
You want
By
to
the way, to
Okay.
answer your question,
Let's go.
President Trump made it very clear to everyone who voted for him, the people who actually listened voted for him. They wanted these immigrants illegally here out. These migrants, really, they wanted them out. And so the president promised that he was going to do that. Y'all talk about President Trump lying. Y'all, that is not y'all's problem with President Trump. That's not why y'all get deranged.
I'm still not hearing about
Y'all
the
get
mask.
deranged because he tells the truth.
I'm still
He
not hearing
tells you
about
what he's going to do.
I'm still not
He
hearing
doesn't.
about the mask. And I went to 2 Trump rallies myself. I
And
went
by
to
the
2 of
way,
his rallies.
But-
I never heard nothing about the
You're
mask.
worried about the mask. Let me explain to you about the mask.
Okay.
All right. So a lot of law enforcement goes undercover to do law enforcement activities. These ICE agents every single day put their lives in danger for you and I. You saw that on the video,
These-
which, by the way, play this video again. Let me show you something. The guy that gets out of that truck and goes to the window is not who shot this woman.
No,
There is a man
it's a third.
standing
Yes,
in front of her vehicle that shot her through the front of the vehicle.
I'll say one thing though, because you was talking about these guys go undercover. If you're undercover, you don't do what they're doing. You don't
All right,
act.
so hold
These
on.
dudes,
So
these dudes wearing masks are clearly not undercover. That is what they're doing.
You
Get
can't
out of the
have it
car
both
and all
ways.
that.
You can't have it both ways. Don't you see what you're trying to do? Because I do. Maybe you don't, but I see what you're trying to do.
Tell me
You
what I'm
either
doing.
know who they are or they're undercover. Which is it? They're masked and you don't know. They trying to protect their identity or are they trying to protect what they're doing?
No, I think that these folks are just wearing masks unnecessarily. That's my point.
Unnecessarily. They have families they have to go home to. They don't need to be identified.
Every cop
You see
does.
that woman tried to run them over with that car.
Every cop has families they need to go. Should all cops wear a mask?
No, these are doing a special job. You don't see.
Every-
And by the way, if every cop wants to wear a mask, they are absolutely. I don't have a problem with that.
Really?
I also don't have a problem. With this shooting.
You
I don't
really
a
would have no
with Ashley
problem.
Babbitt shooting either. You try to throw that Ashley Babbitt up in front of people. That woman came through a broad pocket. She got what she deserved.
Wait. Did you say that again?
Yeah, I just said it. Did you not listen?
Did you not just say Ashley Babbitt got what she deserved?
Yes, I did. You have a pen? Would you like to write that down?
No, I'm just. We finally agree on something. We
She had
agree
a
on
knife in her
something.
pocket. She went through a broken window at the Capitol, the United States Capitol. The officer shot her in the shoulder. What happened to him?
Nothing.
Did he go to jail?
No, Trump wanted to. Trump talked about taking his pension away and everything. No, but no, he did not.
Nothing happened to him. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing should happen to this guy. You play stupid games, you should win stupid prizes every single time. And by the way, the ethnicity of this woman today,
Mhm.
what was it? You know?
She's a white woman, 37 years old.
Okay. Guess what? They didn't shoot her enough.
What the actual fuck? What are you talking
Doesn't
about?
matter. In other words, here I need you to write this down. You do dumb shit, you need dumb prizes for doing dumb shit.
Let me just say this. The purpose of using lethal force is to prevent loss of life or bodily
Yeah.
harm. Hold on, hang on.
Officer that was in front of her vehicle-
Hang on. The purpose of using lethal force by law enforcement is to prevent loss of life or bodily harm. Once that is no longer happening, you don't just keep shooting. So you're talking about shooting to kill, not shooting to stop harm. You're just talking about just killing.
No. You're misunderstanding. He stopped shooting her the minute that she was no longer a danger.
Then why you say he should have killed? You said he should have shot her more.
Yeah, I'm just being hyperbolic. Okay, what I'm saying is, you do dumb shit like that. There should have been people from all angles shooting at you. He was the only hero in this situation. Did you watch the whole video? I don't think you did, because you haven't shown it.
Yeah, I've watched the whole video because the woman.
No, you haven't.
There's a woman. Hold on, this is not
on for another 4 minutes.
I'm not going to show the whole damn video on TikTok.
You can say that. Then say that. But don't say I showed the whole
That
video.
was the opening monologue. Okay. What are you trying to get at? What are you getting at?
What I'm trying to get at is this woman tried to interfere with those ICE agents. When they tried to stop her interference, she pressed the accelerator right into an officer standing in front of her vehicle. He defended himself and the other officers and civilians around.
Why is he just standing there?
Good shooting. If I'm on that jury, he's going home. He's going to eat chicken for dinner tonight.
Let me just say it like this, because this came up with Miss Mobetta, because she made an interesting point.
Oh my God!
I need to hold on.
You ever heard of warp speed? You know what warp speed is?
Yeah, the vaccine.
No. That's how fast I lose my IQ points listening to her.
Well, you'd be amazed at how many people in the comments are saying the same thing about you right now. But
yeah,
what?
They're voting with Mobetta. I love it. I mean, they're the ones voting with this woman. Okay, they're the ones voting with her. So you think I really give a fat shit what the people in your comments that agree with her?
Well, I
would expect them to think I'm stupid.
A fat shit. Do they make skinny shits? Let me say it like this. What Miss Mobetta said, I think needs to be found out. Where did that round go? If the round that struck her in the face came through the side window, it ain't self.
Listen, listen to me. If you watch the officer that goes to the window, he has no weapon in his hand. Roll it back and watch him carefully this time. Watch him. No weapon in his hand. No weapon in his hand. Okay. He tries the door. The officer at the front is the one that shot her through the windshield in the face.
No, she starts out looking at this video. Hold on, I'm not disputing what you're saying. Hang on.
Okay.
She starts out backing up. I don't understand why that guy's standing in front of the car. I don't understand why is he there. Why didn't you place yourself right in front of the car?
They are trying to stop her.
By pushing yourself in front of her.
She's going to be removed from the vehicle.
You're trying
She's already interfered. She's already.
That ain't what I'm asking you. You're telling me the guy who's standing in front of the engine is trying to stop her? How?
No, the guy standing at the door.
That ain't who I'm talking about. What I'm saying is,
I'm sorry.
While she's backing up, I don't understand why that cop is standing in front of the car. I don't get it. What is his purpose?
Prevent her from going anywhere. The officer that is standing at the door has his hand on the door. He is reaching in her car to remove the keys from the ignition.
So you saying
he
the guy
don't want her going anywhere.
So you saying, I asked you about the guy standing for, you said to prevent her from going anywhere. So he's using his body to stop a car from going somewhere.
Well, he's going to get out of the way if it, and he's got his weapon drawn.
I think that
it happens all the time.
Yeah, I think he was looking for a reason to shoot. You don't
guess what? He already had a reason to shoot.
You don't ever use your body because you don't know what's on the mind.
No, Tim. You don't use.
I think that's stupid. I think that's irresponsible.
Okay.
Even if
guess what? That's why you're not a cop.
Even if these ain't cops either, to me, in my opinion. But
they are 100% law enforcement. They are enforcing immigration laws.
I can tell you one thing: once Trump is out of office, these motherfuckers are unemployed. I think they're offices. They're offices of
I
Trump.
Don't think so.
These guys are.
Once Trump is out of office, we'll have J.D. Vance. We'll have another Republican office.
Yeah.
You don't honestly believe we are ever going to vote for another Democrat, do you?
Hell yeah, I do. What the hell?
Oh my
All
God.
of these.
You have got to be kidding me. With people like Mo Better, we gave her the ability to vote. With Fuzzer,
All of
You guys
these,
should have your ability to vote stripped from you immediately.
all of these.
Immediately.
Hold on,
And
hang
you
on,
especially-
hang, straight talk,
You especially,
straight
you
talk.
especially because you enable these people.
Hold your horses, straight talk.
Hey,
God.
hey, listen, all serious business.
Let me just say it like this: with all of these,
Hold on,
with all of these statewide elections in the off year, the idea that nobody's ever going to vote Democrat goes against what's actually happening. You got the Republican Party that even believe
Not
they're going to
true.
lose. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene even said we're going to lose the midterms. The Republicans realize people are voting
She is
Democrat.
very salty, dude. She wanted, there was a job that she wanted from President Trump. That woman is very salty. And I love the way you guys let Marjorie Taylor Greene roll off your tongue now that you think she's on your side.
Well,
It is brilliant.
all the shit you guys said about Tesla and minute Elon Musk gave some money, you guys are putting videos of him and Trump dancing together. What the hell are you talking about?
What?
You guys were criticizing Elon and the Teslas as being a waste of cars and all this shit. The minute Elon started donating money to Tesla, you guys loved him. So we can talk favorably of Mark.
Hold on. No, every time I rent a vehicle, it's a Tesla. I love Tesla.
That ain't what I'm
Number
saying.
one. Number two, Elon Musk is the only MFer on this planet that can land a rocket standing up like Buck Rogers back when we were kids.
That ain't
So
what I'm
the dude
saying.
is a genius.
That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is your party, your president said all sorts of bad shit about electric vehicles from the horsepower to the range, saying all kinds of shit bad. Hold on, hang on. All the shit he was. Hold on. Look, he said all kinds of bad shit about them. The minute Elon started making financial contributions, he's suddenly telling people to buy them. So why can't we say something about Marjorie Taylor Greene?
The president started supporting him. What's your point?
Same with Marjorie
What's
Taylor
your
Greene.
point?
Same with Marjorie Taylor Greene is
Yes,
my
the
point.
minute that Marjorie Taylor Greene stopped supporting the president because she didn't get the job she wanted, the president stopped supporting her.
Okay.
Why is this math hard for you?
Because you tried to make it sound like the Democrats are hypocrites because now they're favoring Marjorie
You
Taylor Greene.
100% are.
And
You
you-
100% are.
But how is Trump with his stance on Elon
I'm not saying that's I'm not saying it's not hypocritical.
okay then?
Listen, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just saying. Welcome to the hypocrite club.
Okay.
The minute she started supporting you and your opposition, your TDS, that woman got TDS. You got TDS. Mo Better certainly has the damn TDS, and the last guy. But I want to say this to you.
Well, your goddamn president got derangement syndrome. You give me what the definition of derangement syndrome is. Your president has that.
You ask the right question every time. You ask every single person, is there anything the president is doing that you like? If they cannot answer that question in the affirmative, they are deranged.
But I have to
They
ask
have
you
TDS.
because Trump was asked by Jesse Waters of Fox News, did Obama do anything good for the country? And he said no. So that means he's
Yeah, he
deranged
had
too.
Obama derangement syndrome.
Right.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so derangement syndrome is in there.
Okay. Look, I got no problem. I got Obama derangement syndrome too. I did not like a damn thing that president did.
Okay. Well, they don't
Now,
like
Biden,
Trump.
on the other hand, I did because he doubled the bounty on Maduro. He actually tried to take some action, but y'all get salty about the fact that President Trump went in there. And do you know that plan was a year in the making? That
Sure.
second in command that they put in charge, hold on. That second in charge that they put in command, she had been secretly going behind Maduro's back to allow for us to go in and snatch him up so cleanly. That woman is a hero to the United States as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, now see, John Jacob says Trump is not playing around with all these dictators in our Western Hemisphere. What
And
is it?
Cuba is next. And by the way, Greenland, we already own Greenland. Greenland has been protected by the United States for the last 80 years.
You don't own
We
Greenland.
own that.
No, you
We
don't.
own
You don't
that.
own. We don't own shit. And
We
that's
want-
no.
Look, you may not want to, but we do.
You don't
I'm
own.
sorry.
You don't own shit. You don't violate. To me, what you're doing is almost like you go to an intersection in the hood somewhere in an urban area, and some bum jumps on your hood of your car and starts washing your windshield because he wants you to give him a tip. So we've been looking out for Greenland, so we want to own it now. The fuck is that?
No, we're not. No. By the way, when we do take over Greenland, which we don't really need to take it over, but when we do go in and sign the contracts and stuff, I want you to understand something. President Trump operates from a different vantage point than most U.S. presidents operate from.
Yeah.
He made it very clear to China, y'all can't do shit. If we want to do something, y'all cannot do a thing about it. Venezuela had Chinese.
Why
weapons.
do that? Why do shit like that forces them?
It saves lives, dude.
No, it don't.
Saves lives.
No, it don't.
Yes, it does.
No, it does not. That's that's the example I just gave about a person being a foot taller than you and 100 pounds heavier than you. And you trying to avoid fighting them. But when they say, well, you can't, that would be like a big, hold on, that would be like a big guy coming and saying, you can't do shit to me right in front of everybody. Yeah. He's actually trying to force you to fight. Why would you do that?
He's trying to save you from an ass whooping. And it is your choice whether you let him.
Okay.
But if I go in and I am 100 pounds lighter than the individual that's saying this stuff, I got a choice to make.
No.
I know this dude's about ready to kick a can in my ass. I can turn around and save myself a whooping, or I can save face, let him beat my ass. What am I going to do? That's my decision.
I'm just simply saying.
Some people like you are going to get that ass whooped. And you're still going to be in the same spot with just some lumps on you.
But you make it sound like that if we get into a skirmish with China, all of the casualties are going to just be on their side.
Oh, 100%.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say.
Tim, it is not. You don't have the first clue about Chinese weaponry. You have no clue.
You really believe? Wait. You really believe we could take on China without any American casualties?
Dude, it wouldn't last as long as Venezuela. They wouldn't know we were coming. We just proved that. You got to stop. And you got to listen to why. You got to listen to why and stop thinking that we are some third world nation. Your country, whether you like it or not, is a superpower. And it is up to us to use that responsibly, but let's call it what it is. 30% of China's weapons actually work. The other 70% do not. That means out of 10 bullets that they fire, only 3 of them will exit the front of that weapon. Their missiles, their tanks, all of it. They make cheap Temu bullshit.
I'm gonna file this one under crazy. I gotta move it on. Straight talk. I don't agree with any of that. I think that's we took casualties. We took casualties in the Korean War. We took casualties in the Vietnam War. We took casualties in every war we've been in. But this big ass country like China.
Give me a second and I'll prove it.
You ain't gonna prove it.
Yeah, well, maybe not to you, but
I'll give you a minute. I'll give you the last word. You got a minute.
All right. You look at Ukraine. They brought in over 100 didn't work. They get their weapons from China. Russia, same thing. Their weapons don't work. Any weapons that are coming from China, Temu bullshit. Then we go to Venezuela. Our F-35s had that country completely incapacitated before the Chinese missile systems even knew they were there. Now you got to stop with this. You have to. Iran, where did they get their weapons from? China. We don't sell Iran weapons. What'd we do? We went so far up their butt, they don't even know. They still wonder how we did it. Not a scratch on us. Now, you can think all day long, and we'll keep proving it to you, and we will keep proving it to you. No problem. But they can't lay a glove on us. And they know it. They're not the ones arguing that they could if they wanted to. They're not saying what Tim is saying. They're saying what Wayne is saying. They're telling you to your face, we ain't touching Taiwan. We're not going anywhere near it, U.S. Sorry. We'll stay completely away. You took our oil from Venezuela. We're not doing shit about it. They're telling you to your face. They know you don't know.
Okay. I got to wrap it up. Straight talk. We disagree on every fucking thing.
Right before I list, you know what? You are seriously the only person. This is a free speech zone. And everyone should watch and see how painful free speech is supposed to look. Because you bring on some morons on your show, man. You bring some absolute dumbasses on your
I'm
show.
disconnected. I'm disconnected. Oh my God.
I mean,
He is right, though. We're all about free speech. Let me just say it this way. Every caller on the program has a viewer in the comment section that thinks they're a moron. You don't think there were people in the comments that were saying my last caller was a moron? Folks are saying you need to move on. Words like delusional and crazy were floating around. Every caller has people in the comment section that think they're a moron. That's how free speech works. I appreciate the acknowledgement. I'll take that as a compliment from my last caller because it is a free speech program. We don't block, ban, or censor anyone. That's how we really adhere to that. We really mean that when we say that, because I just have the belief that no one is a know-it-all. I damn sure am not a know-it-all, and I don't believe any of you are. And I believe we can all get together in a forum and exchange ideas. People can learn some shit. People can hear some shit that turns them off. And at the end of the day, it makes for an entertaining program. That's what we do here. A little bit of education, a little bit of humor, entertainment, nonetheless. Anyway, tap the screen, get the likes on up to 120,000. Yeah, even if it's spewing misinformation on your life, there is nowhere you can go without hearing misinformation. Hell, I came up during the time when Christopher Columbus was given credit for discovering America. That was in history class. I was getting this misinformation. There is nowhere you can go without getting some misinformation, period. Anyway, looking in the comments, not working to take casualties is no reason to the idea that we could take out China with 0 casualties. My God, that is really what is the term I'm looking for when you just think you the shit? There's no way in hell that's happening. There's no way in hell that we could take out a country that size and not take casualties. That is insane. The ICE agents need to stop playing around, do their jobs, and stop shooting unarmed civilians. Well, the president is backing them up. Unfortunately. Let me go back to the box. And thank you guys for tapping the screen. Get us on up to 120,000. I already know where this is going. Mike, the boss. Mike, good evening. Did you hear anything of interest?
I just heard a delusional, a rage-baiting idiot. You know, so funny, Tim. If you go, I watched the video probably about 50 times.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was only one round that went through the windshield. You know that? There was only one that went through the windshield.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know. I don't know what the dispersion of the rounds are. I didn't know that.
There's only one round that went through the windshield, and when you look at the trajectory, there's a still you can see where the car hit the pole, and you can see the trajectory of the bullet. His hips, and see, I studied this shit. His right hip was on the outside of that tire well.
I'm hearing there are other angles of this. I'm dying because I want to see that guy. I want to see the shooter doing his thing. And this angle doesn't show you that very well.
Yeah, well, she didn't hit him.
No, she didn't hit him. In fact, this right here, it's hard to see because it's in motion, but it looks like the car has already passed her up. The car's already passed her up, and it looks like he's still shooting her. But go ahead.
Her hip, first of all, and then if you look where he was extended, it looked like he was damn near in the window. Yeah. So you're not in danger that close to the vehicle. If you're trying to get out of the way, you're not within 3 or 4 inches of that vehicle. And now, by the way, I read a report earlier that same officer had been hit by a vehicle 2 months ago.
And he didn't shoot that driver. So but I guess the one good thing about that is, so we do have identification on who this guy is.
Yeah, because he was involved in another incident.
Jeez.
Right. So, but here's my point. But this is where the chicken come home to roost. A lot of these ICE agents are not trained properly. You got to remember, they lowered the standard. I don't know who this particular officer is, but they brought a lot of recruits in. They lowered it from 13 weeks to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, MAGA, hitting the gas on ice, fool, she ain't going nowhere. You guys are so moronic. With all that snow on the ground, she could have punched the gas and wouldn't have went anywhere. You guys are, she's not going any fucking where.
Here's what I don't like. I don't like playing teams so much so that we do. I got a damn cat in here. I don't like playing teams so much so that we are okay doing it even when people die. Like for instance, many of the people that believe this was justifiable don't believe Ashley Babbitt's was. But they would believe Ashley Babbitt's was justifiable if it was this woman. I don't like the teams in either you believe this stuff is justifiable or you don't. I don't like changing the mindset when it's somebody that's not on your political side of the aisle. And that's where a lot of this is that people on the right support the job of ICE, support President Trump for utilizing ICE. So they're going to defend ICE no matter what. You shouldn't play teams when somebody gets killed.
Well, and you're right. I want you to back that up and pause it as soon as her brake lights go off. This man, as soon as you see her brake lights go off, and then I want you to just click through it. As soon as her brake lights go off, he's in front of her car. Now, mind you, this officer, the one at the far right, the one
on the driver's side, the one that really wanted to cause some drama.
Yeah, no, not him. The one on the passenger side was not approaching her in the same manner.
Right.
He was there first.
Now there's another cop that's already in front of the car must be right now, right?
That's the one who puked.
You shoot it.
But now as soon as she puts it in drive, and if you click through it, he's immediately drawing. Not getting out of the way, he's immediately drawing.
Let me see.
Now, I don't know what's going to come out of it, but you got to pay attention. Now, he's aggressively approaching her. Now, what? Now pause it.
He does. Yeah, the minute she puts it in drive, he pulls it. You can see him pulling the gun.
He's starting to draw immediately.
Yeah, he draws immediately. He don't even make an effort to get out of the way. His first thought was shoot.
Right. And so now we have a woman, and again, I'm not partisan on it at all. At the time I saw it, I didn't know who the driver was. It happened to be a 37-year-old white woman. At the end of the day, no matter who she is, she didn't need to be unalive. 3 shots, 1 through the windshield. So if you're shooting through the window, you're technically out of danger. Where are you going?
And that's what I was telling. Mr. Mobetta brought that. That's what I said. If the trajectory, because I can't see the rounds. If the trajectory of any of those rounds show that they went in through the driver window and came out through the windshield, there's no way to make that sound like self-defense, because at that point you're on the side of the car shooting. So all of the rounds should come through the windshield. If you're trying to, and by the way, to me, it makes no sense. If somebody's trying to run you over with a car, it makes no sense to shoot the driver, because that's just going to make the reflexes of that driver step on the gas and run you over at a faster rate of speed.
Right, or somebody else.
Yeah, that makes no sense at all to shoot somebody that's coming at you in a car. That ain't gonna make them put on the brake. I never could understand that.
Joe Gonzalez, there's only one through the windshield. There's only one through the windshield. There's not 2. Again, if you guys go on, there's a picture. There's only one through the windshield. But the bottom line is this. I knew it was going to get out of control. I knew all of this was going to get out of control. It's easy to see it's going to get out of control. And then what does Donald Trump say? He goes on TV and says she tried to viciously run over, and she ran over. Ran over is what he said. Ran over.
That man cannot be counted to say a consoling or unifying message, no matter what the fuck happened. Every time he responds to anything, he's picking a side, no matter what it is. It could be a thunderstorm, and he would pick a side with the clouds or with the lightning. I don't get it. Like, no, you can't say anything that's consoling at all, ever. Somebody died.
Right. Well, and here's the thing, and just real quick, Maga. See, and here's the problem. You caused it by demonizing ICE. I haven't pulled the trigger, Maga Reacts. I didn't lower the standards to let people that aren't qualified into these ICE roles, Maga Reacts. I didn't do that. Do you know over 200 people were dismissed from ICE because they couldn't pass an open book written test?
Damn.
This is what I told you.
Damn.
Yes. Listen, there's a lot of people that have been sworn in that signed up for the crime.
Yeah.
This is what they signed
Fuck
up for.
around and find out.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And now this lady, there was no reason this lady should have been pew-pewed. There's no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
But here's what happens when you send 2,000 agents to Minnesota as you truly demonize people like MAGA Reacts and Trump supporters. You guys allowed this man and you supported this man demonizing Somalians and fraud and all this stuff without doing any in-depth research to know that fraud is rampant. And the fraud that they're talking about started, and Trump literally set it in motion when he got rid of oversight and he got rid of regulations for the PPP loans. He did that. He didn't even want to sign off on giving the money with the regulations and oversight in place. Google it and look it up. So he set this in motion, and they're forgetting that there's other states that had way more fraud, but they don't talk about that. And this is the problem. And again, and you don't hear them talking about Amy Bach. You don't hear them talking about Amy Bach. She was the ringleader in Minnesota.
The white woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, she's already been sentenced. She had her trial. I think
You don't hear. She wasn't mentioned in the Nick Shirley video. You don't hear her at all. You don't hear them say nothing about her at all.
They never say anything about her. And listen, the reason I bring her up is because they don't. And so this is what happens. When we bring up somebody that they don't mention, all of a sudden we're being racist or we're being sexist, but they don't talk about it. So the minute we do, we're wrong for bringing it up. That's what I'm saying. She just got sentenced. She got sentenced what, 25 years?
I don't know how much time she got, but it's amazing at how she is like totally not mentioned it. I was trying to see if I could play a quick.
At Enrichment Skin Solutions, we offer hope for damaged skin.
When I looked in the mirror, all I saw was the
Hold on
brown
a
spots.
second. I can't find the damn volume.
Now my skin is clear.
Your skin does.
They put a damn commercial in, and I was going to see what they said on that. But yeah, you don't hear her name get mentioned on it at all, and that's ridiculous.
They don't show the picture of Nick Shirley sitting at a table with Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller. They don't show that picture.
Yeah.
They don't talk about this stuff, and this is the problem. But the problem is that they're being willfully ignorant to what's happening.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like now they're coming out and saying we're just going to steal 50 million gallons of oil. And I heard a report earlier that I haven't looked up that Trump said that money was going to an offshore account. I haven't confirmed it, but I heard that was said earlier.
Listen, and that's where they're trying to suggest that the Democrats complaining about the boats in Venezuela and Maduro, the Democrats are on the wrong side of history and all that. And my response is this. Trump started out by saying this was to prevent fentanyl from coming into America. This is clearly about oil. This is not about drugs coming into America. That was the excuse to get into Venezuela, to get a little bit of support from America. But this was clearly about oil. Ever since we've gotten Maduro out, I don't think, has Trump said anything about drugs anymore? Do you even hear about that anymore? It's all oil.
I'm just waiting to hear when we hear about the next boat boom booming. So they think that all of a sudden boats aren't moving anymore. And this is the problem. This is the problem with these cowards, because they are cowards. Is that these people will continue to support it. But when the shit gets really bad, they're gonna be the bitches they are, and they're gonna go inside and act like they never said anything. Because see, there's no accountability. There's no accountability on this app. There's no accountability in these people's neighborhood. They have zero accountability, and they don't like accountability. They don't even want us to talk about accountability. They don't even want us to talk about accountability. You guys shut up. Know your place. Don't say that. That's wrong. What do you think Trump is doing? He doesn't even want a comedian to tell a joke.
Yeah.
He doesn't want a comedian to tell a joke without getting them fired. He wants to take the network's license away and cancel them. He don't say anything about what we're doing. But the reality is this: as an American citizen, you have a right to defend and protect yourself.
Well, Trump doesn't like dissenting opinion. He doesn't like criticism, and he's been able to silence his critics. I mean, he does not like critics. So that's why he's going after the Colberts and Jimmy Kimmels and Fallons and NPR and PBS. I mean, he does not like, if you leave it up to Trump, we would probably damn near have state TV networks. Everything on television would be favorable to Trump.
Not damn near. You damn near 100%. It's a tenet of fascism. Tim, we've talked about this many times.
Yeah, we have, unfortunately.
And so now Tim Walz just put the National Guard on high alert. So this was the next.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard him say that.
Okay.
But he made a good point. He said these are Minnesotans, these are teachers and people that they're from our neighborhood. These ain't gonna be Texans roaming around Minnesota.
Right. Well, and he has every right to do it, and President Trump can't stop it. He can't do anything about it. So what's going to happen, Tim? What do you think is going to happen if he activates the National Guard? What's going to happen?
Shit, Trump will probably say that his National Guard is not performing up to standards and send National Guard from somewhere. Trump is seeking chaos. This shit is not. If it goes smoothly, Trump is going to find a way so that it doesn't continue going smoothly. Trump wants chaos in that state.
And again, he wants it in all blue states. That's why he froze funding just for the blue states, right? And here's the thing: he can activate the National Guard. He can do it. He has every right to. And the courts already told Trump, you can't send National Guard. That's why he got them all out, so he can turn around and send the National Guard.
Then he'll just send in Feds or ICE or ATF or he'll send in some other federal group.
Oh, I'm sure he will. But again, so what are we going to? What's going to be the outcome of that, right? So he can declare martial law.
That's a good start. I mean, the end goal is chaos. Create a problem, and then I get to fix it.
Yeah, well, he doesn't want to fix it. See, that's the thing. He don't want to fix it. He would like to leave it because he doesn't plan to leave office. Tim, I done told you that before. This man ain't planning to leave. This man ain't planning to leave that building. I told you that a long time.
Well, that does make sense because Trump is stating that if he loses in the midterms, the Democrats, you think the Democrats will try to impeach him for a third time? He's saying that we got to win, otherwise the Democrats are going to impeach him. So he knows that if he does leave office, the Democrats are going to try to lock him up again. So I guess he has a reason not to leave.
Well, yeah, well, and again, that's not even part of the plan. You got to remember this, Tim. You got to just keep this in mind. And I know what's his name, Talk Straight Nonsense or whatever his name is. When I was up here, I don't know whatever his name was.
Straight Talk Commerce.
Or whatever the fuck it was. This is to a lot of people on this panel, this is a video game to them, and they don't understand that you're not going to be able to just hit reset. They don't understand that you're just not going to be able to, when it says game over, you're not going to just play again and get 5 or 6 more men. That's not how this thing works.
Well, I think they got an opinion on how it works. Zach in the comments, Zach2423 says Trump is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
No, Trump is just playing from the playbook. And if you read the fucking playbook, he wouldn't have an advantage on you. But you motherfuckers are so stupid, racist, or ignorant to ignore it. Because every time people said things that I say, you call me fear-mongering. Shit, even Tim, you were calling. You didn't use the word fear-mongering, but you were like, that's some bullshit. Yeah. This has been the plan the whole time. Yeah. Here's the thing. I want you to think about this, Tim. If Donald Trump, he doesn't even care about his voters anymore. Did you hear what I just said?
Why do you say that? Why do you say he doesn't care about his voters?
Because a large subset of his MAGA base didn't vote for this. Yeah. They didn't vote for this.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is one that's saying she didn't vote for it.
Yeah, she didn't vote for this. So now a lot of them are like, I didn't vote for this shit. What the fuck are we doing? I thought America first meant us first. I didn't vote for this shit. He doesn't give a fuck about that. He's crossed the threshold. They're going into January hot like this for a reason. For a reason. They're coming in hot. And by the time you can get because he said that about midterms, but then he turned around and said there will be an epic victory.
Well,
he said there will be an epic victory. They don't plan to have a fair election anymore, Tim. They don't plan to have a fair election. You can't do this and think that you would win midterms.
So let me ask it to you this way: if he attempts to not have a fair election, would the independents and Democrats let it ride?
No. They wouldn't let it ride. But that won't be the thing that they're pushing back from. That's not misinformation, Tony. Reed. That's not misinformation. He told you that you weren't going to have to vote again. What are you talking about? I didn't say that. He said, vote for me this time, you won't have to vote again.
Yeah, he said that at the Heritage Foundation in front of those Christians. Yeah, he did say that.
So what are we talking about? I didn't say that, Tony. You motherfuckers gotta read, man. So you trying to? That's not.
Well, it ain't that they have to read. The thing about it is, and that's why I like having a free speech show and giving opinions from all sides of the aisle, because many of us watch media that agrees with our politics. And when, like Trump saying on stage that I'm not a Christian, I'm not one of you, or as you pointed out, him when he said, vote for me and you will never have to do it again. Right-wing media is not going to play that because that's obviously an anti-democratic statement. That's on left-wing media. But folks on the right believes that left-wing media is all fake. They're not going to watch networks that would show you that. So as a result, if you're only watching your side of the aisle in terms of media, you lean left, you're only watching CNN or MSNBC. You lean right, Fox or Newsmax. You're only getting half the news because they're only telling you what is favorable to your side.
I understand, and that's exactly my point. There's a subset of his voters that are looking at what's going on, saying this is not what they voted for, just based on the news they watched, just based on the rallies they went to. Just think about it, Tim. You've been to rallies.
Yeah.
You think obviously there's some far right extremists, but they're so far right they make somebody in the moderate look like that, in the center look like they're left.
Yeah.
Think about that.
That is true.
They've gone so far right that somebody that is a centrist looks like they're left.
That is true.
Right? But when you went to those rallies, he wasn't talking about this shit.
No, I mean he was bad. When I sat fairly close to Trump when I went to one of those rallies. I was maybe 7 or 8 seats back. We were indoors. We were in a hotel conference room, and he was bashing Biden, obviously, and some of the same greatest hits amongst liberals and things like that. But he was already talking about the tariffs, and it was sounding good. I applauded what Trump was saying, but yeah, Venezuela and all this other shit. No, he didn't campaign on any of this.
He didn't campaign on that shit. And again, he damn sure was saying no new wars.
No,
he was
definitely saying that under Biden and Bush and Obama, we got in wars, and under Trump, we hadn't gotten any wars, and he was going to bring the troops home and focus on America first. And yeah, what he is doing is totally opposite of that.
And he said that if she got elected, we would be going into WW3, right? He used to say that, right?
Yeah.
Now, based on what he's been saying and projecting about the other party, is he closer to doing the things he said they would do or doing the things he said he was going to do?
He ain't just close to it. In some of these cases, he's actively doing it. Like, they always say the Democrats are the big government party. Trump is big government. If your city or state does not do what he believes should be done, he will send big government in your city or state and force them. He is big government. Whether it's taking a Rome comedian off of television, he's using big government to tell small municipalities and states what they should do. He is using big government.
So let me ask you this, and you're right. So are we closer to or further away from a world conflict? Which one? Are we closer to or further away?
Shit, he don't threaten about damn near a dozen nations. We're absolutely closer. Not to mention, many of the EU or the NATO member states have released a joint statement about Greenland. I mean, we're a lot closer to it under Trump.
Right, and stealing the tankers.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are in play now that wasn't even afterthought under Biden's term or under Bush or under Obama. You're making enemies out of people that wasn't even part of a conversation. So yeah, it's a lot closer under Trump.
Right, and so just real quick, because this is the stuff I'm talking about. So whether he's gaslighted or not, here's Gen X being who he is. All I know is they took out a loony liberal today, and I am 100% fine with it. Effing olive branch now.
And by the way, Gen X believes Ashley Babbitt was not justified. He's one of them people. He's one of them people.
Exactly.
I got to move it up, but I'll go ahead and wrap it up.
This is so so now we're getting closer and closer to sending our young troops into chaos that was created by us, created by the United States. You can't turn around and say any of these other countries provoked us. There was no provocation from anybody. We're the provocateur. And now, I thought we didn't want any new wars, but now we're going to send, because that's what's going to happen, because he's not going to stop. Why would he stop at this point?
Yeah.
Why would he stop at this point? You can't control Venezuela from a damn drone. and for a straight talks ignorance to think that we can take over these large countries without losing any bodies or boots on the ground is foolish. What happened? See, this goes back to, I'm gonna land it here. You remember? I remember the last time I heard somebody say shock and awe and declare it was over in 72 hours. You remember that shit, Tim?
Yep.
How long ago was that?
Hell, even Russia did that. Even Russia did that with the Ukraine. They thought they was gonna be done quickly. Yeah, but to take on a nation like China and think you can do that with no casualties, that borderlines on absurd.
They can hurt us with the cyber war, Tim. And wasn't it about 4 or 5 months ago when we had an outage where Amazon was down? And
yeah.
I mean, these people are absolutely insane if they think that this world is just going to let us. They've been tired of white folks for fucking hundreds of years. You think they're just going to let them run over? Man, I don't know.
Well, if something break out, Mike, you think we can convince the rest of the world that maybe you and me ain't we really ain't white? You think we don't want to get mistaken, do we?
Hey, I'm gonna be sounding like Bugs Bunny. They went that way. They went that way. Fuck that. They wanted this shit. MAGA reacts, straight talks. Hey, go re-enlist. You take your bitch asses over there. With you too, Stevie D. You motherfuckers strap the fuck up. If this is what y'all want, you can call the recruiter. I will DM you the recruiting number right now. I don't want nothing to do with this. We took this to them people. Y'all love it so much. Go sign the fuck up.
Mike,
sign up.
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, moving on with the program, and he's right. There's a hell of a lot of Americans in this country that do not want anything to do with Trump's ruling of the world ambitions, and that's what I'm looking at it like. I mean, he's picking and choosing which countries to do it to. You ever seen somebody, a bully in school or something like that, and somebody says he know who to fuck with? In other words, you only picking on people that you know ain't gonna. I mean, that's what Trump is doing. He knows who to fuck with. But there's a lot of fresh meat out there. I mean, because when you're looking at the status of America as a superpower, probably 90% of, I would say at least about 70% of the countries on Earth, you could get away with fucking with them. You could probably get away with just about all of Africa. The Middle East, them motherfuckers are some yahoos. You ain't gonna fuck with the Middle East without them fighting back. Yeah, I don't care if it's 2 dudes, they gonna fight you back. But probably many places in Europe. Obviously, what he's doing to Greenland, he knows Denmark. I mean, he knows who to fuck with. I'm just gonna leave it at that. He knows who to fuck with. There are no such thing as white people, black people, native people, or Asian people in America. It's just all mixed blood. It's ridiculous to be an American race supremacist. The only way that works is you have to ignore the entire history of this country, because that's the way it's always been in this country. Tap the screen, get me on up to 130,000. We'll continue on with the program. As I say, welcome home by, I don't know what the rest of that says. We'll see if we can bring up the guest on Instagram. You guys are watching us on Instagram or TikTok, follow the program. Happy to be watching us on YouTube. Give us a sub. We're here most weekdays. We make the solemn promise we don't block, ban, or censor. We had China, Russia, and Iran in our own backyard in Venezuela. What would you expect a responsible president to do? Sit back and watch? No, I don't buy into this notion that America has this Monroe Doctrine that we get to control the whole Western Hemisphere. Some of this stuff, in my opinion, almost makes a terroristic attack on America justifiable, because we know damn sure the language we're using about doing things about stuff that's happening in our backyard, we would not entertain China or Russia doing the same stuff. Taiwan is in China's backyard. We don't entertain letting China control Taiwan or Japan or Vietnam or any of these other countries that are in their backyard. And many of these countries are actually even closer to China than Venezuela is to us. So it's almost like a mindset of our shit don't stink, but yours do. We're doing things and justifying our actions for doing them, knowing damn well we would not let them do similar things and use that as a justification for what they're doing. That to me makes terroristic responses kind of justified, because now you're actually saying on the planet that we have some kind of hierarchy. We can do things in our hemisphere to neighboring nations that we're not going to allow you to do in your hemisphere to nations that neighbor you. Like I said, to me, that kind of almost makes terroristic responses justified. That's just wrong. And I'm saying that as a proud American. But because I'm from this country and I love this country, don't mean I should be able to tell other people what to do and what they can't do when we're doing the same. Now, Venezuela has a right to have a relationship with Russia and Iran, even though we don't like it, just as much as Taiwan has a relationship with America and other places that China don't like. Or Zelensky having a relationship with America in the West when Russia don't like it. This is what I'm talking about. We're trying to tell other nations they cannot do what we're actively engaged in and somehow justifying it. Terrorism, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. Anyway, looking in the comments, Insane 8 King says that's not how the world works. No, it shouldn't be, but that's how America thinks. That's how America thinks, that we should be the boss and we can do stuff as the boss that everybody else on the planet, as our subordinate, some kind of crazy mindset that is, can't do. We would go to war with countries if they did to countries in their region what we did to Venezuela. There are a lot of dictators near China. We would not entertain allowing China to go and arrest and take out dictators. We wouldn't allow that. But we did it. Anyway, looking in the comments real quick. By the way, the argument that Maduro had a warrant, so that shows we were justified to go get him. Vladimir Putin and Benjamin Netanyahu have international warrants for their arrest as well. And if somebody went in to get Vladimir Putin, or better yet, Benjamin Netanyahu, we would defend him. We would actually defend Benjamin Netanyahu's right to stay away from the law and not be held accountable. Our shit don't stink. Anyway, look it in the comments. They get the red carpet. Yeah. Terroristic actions somehow justified, in my opinion. Anyhow, I do get a step away. I do appreciate the 129,000. Thank you, folks that have been tapping the screen. We made the people of that country happy. Liberals in China are mad. Shocker. No, we didn't make the people of Venezuela happy. That was not the goal. It happened as a side effect. But remember, President Trump's first administration saw Maduro as oppressive, as a bad dictator, starving his people to death, rising inflation, tearing up the economy. That was happening under Trump's first administration. That was happening throughout Biden's administration. He was never viewed as a legitimate leader by either administration. Most of Europe didn't view him as a legitimate leader, viewed him as oppressive to his own people. So under Biden's administration, many of the people of Venezuela fled that oppression, starvation, and mistreatment. Obviously, a lot of them came here, in addition to other countries. A lot of the Venezuelans came here. What did President Trump do? The one that's taking credit for helping Venezuelans? He fought tooth and nail to send them right back into that oppressive environment. He wasn't trying to help out the Venezuelan people. He was trying to get access to the fucking oil and had to take out Maduro as a process, and that in turn helped out the Venezuelan people. But that wasn't the goal, what he was trying to do. The fact that he was sending Venezuelans back to that oppressive environment, or to CICOT in El Salvador, showed he didn't give a shit about those people. Didn't give a shit about those people. You're sending refugees that are trying to escape oppression to prison because they just happen to cross your borders begging for help. That don't show any sort of love towards them whatsoever. And that's what he was doing. So the idea that he's trying to help out the Venezuelan people is ridiculous. What's going to happen is we're going to secure their oil facilities and let the rest of their town go to shit. Give it 6 months to a year. And I guarantee the mindset of the Venezuelan people towards the United States, it's not going to be great whatsoever. It's your boy Tim, the Handsome Liberal. I do got to step away. As always, follow the program. If you're currently watching on TikTok or Instagram, give us a follow. If you're watching on YouTube, give your boy a sub. Until then, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm losing my voice. Shit, I got to go. I think I do. There we go. Talk to you guys later.